Sorry, I talked about the cats getting into the closet, and we are.
Hi, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day to moms out there. We are broadcasting live from Celebration, Florida. We have just arrived from England, well, within a few hours, so we are kind of in the wrong time zone right now, so we are sleepy. Apologies in advance. We're used to a time that is 5 hours.
I'm also getting over a cold.
Actually, Matt is getting over a cold. It always has to be something, doesn't it? But we had a very lovely visit. We've returned from the UK, and actually, some of you guys, we might have seen you at Tintagel, and if we did, you're on the time zone that we're on, except here it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm working on some tiny treasures today for MegaCon, because MegaCon is coming up in... Well, we're getting ready for it now, so I think it actually officially starts on Thursday, but we start setup sooner than that. So I am working on some tiny little paintings. Specifically, I'm doing some paintings based off of the line art I did originally, the full-size line art I did for the enamel pins that we'll be giving away at MegaCon, and we kept one of each of those for tonight that we'll be giving away here at Twitch. So
yeah, today's
if you're a pin person, today would be a good day for you to watch if you're trying to join the raffle. And is it exclamation point raffle? Is that the
Yes, I've kept it that way.
Okay, I remember one time it changed because the software was different.
Yeah, that's when Moobot changed. But I've kept it that way.
Scary time, yeah. But yes, so exclamation point raffle. If you type that in, if you're in the chat room, it's free. It will enter you into the giveaway, and we do a giveaway every hour up here. I sound like a radio host or something.
Yeah, that's a thing that...
That's kind of what it is. It turns into a big QVC show after a while.
Jasmine.
Yes.
Already, Ricky's, Gabriel says hi, and how is Sven?
I have him, let's see.
Sven the Trilobite.
I've got him right here, actually.
That's a nice name.
Sven. There he is, all the way from, he's well-traveled, isn't he? He's European, and he's been through the UK, and now he's here in Florida.
I honestly think, Jasmine, the trilobites you've collected, half of them have been in the suitcase.
They have, yes. I do, for those who do not know, I collect trilobites. This is from the wonderful Gabriel, and it was gifted to me at Tintagel, and I love trilobites. So I got a beautiful piece of amethyst hair. Also from Gabriel. Thank you. More for my specimens on my wall here. One of these times when we have a better setup with the cameras here in my studio, I'd like to show everybody all my cool stuff I have.
What we need to figure out is how to pre-record things and show them to people.
Yeah.
I know there's a way to do that here on Twitch.
Also, too, eventually we want to start doing a kind of a dual broadcast from my big easel, which is only like less than 10 feet that way, and my smaller table, which is what we always broadcast from, my drafting table here. And then you can see my bigger pieces I'm working on and my little pieces over here. Thinking about doing maybe half a show at one and half a show at the other. We'll see.
So everyone that came out and saw us at Tintagel, thank you very much.
Yeah, some of you traveled a great long ways to come see us. And we do have one of the pins from Tintagel. Or, do we not have that one?
The Tintagel pin?
Yeah.
You should.
Oh, okay.
I can.
Oh, I thought I should, but I don't.
I can get it for you if you need.
That's okay. But
yeah,
because is that the first prize we're giving away? I think.
Did you not have?
Okay.
Maybe it's over here. Give me a second.
I don't know. It could be if it's more than like 2 feet from me. I can't see it. So.
And I apologize, guys. When I start to laugh, I cough. I'm trying not to.
Yeah, Matt's he's a bit of a cougher coolie right now. Yeah, thank you. It's the La Belle Dame Sans Merci. It was based off of one of the paintings I did up here at Twitch, actually. And tonight we're doing kind of the opposite. I'm doing the tiny treasure paintings based off of the pin designs. And these are the upcoming pin designs that we're going to be giving away at MegaCon, and we will be giving away later today. Oh, you find one?
Sure, I'll go ahead and pull it out of the plastic. I think it's easier to see.
I usually take them out of the plastic. I just kind of... We have literally been home for a handful of hours, so we are kind of all over the place.
That's okay. We've got MegaCon prep to keep us busy.
Yeah, we do. We won't.
So
you won't find us on the streets.
Yeah.
We don't have to sleep till... Let's see. And the week after that, we have a Disney show. So 15 days from now we don't have to sleep, so that's nice. Anyways, this is the first giveaway, and this is the La Belle Dame Sans Merci. Some of you who are watching me paint the original painting here at Twitch will recognize the poppies and the Anglo-Saxon Arthurian helmet there. And she will be the first pin giveaway. We gave away all the 200 ones that we brought to Tintagel, but I always make a few extra in case some of them get bent or like the enamel gets all bloopery or something like that. So I always make extras, and these have been turning out pretty good lately. So we have a handful of spares. We will not sell these. We only give them away. That's a rule I made because I'm just kind of a control freak like that.
It's a very
so
important also that if you think that sometimes people think that we have like this crazy amount of extra pins or something, and they email us or they message
we'll
me.
We'll get like 70 people emailing us, and I'm like, we didn't even have that.
And they will ask, "Hey, can I get that pin somehow?" That's when your pin trader friends.
Yes, look at the pin trading group, or look on eBay or something like that.
Except for if you see it on my lanyard, I'm not going to trade pins with you. I can't.
No, we can't
those
in person.
Are Jasmine
if
rules.
It's a necklace. No, I made those rules.
Yes, I could sock a few back.
I only
pop
sell
them up on eBay.
If it's
but
an
I don't.
event exclusive, I will not sell them. And I won't even make fake accounts on eBay like people keep trying to trick me into doing.
Oh, Super B, you're very welcome with a surprise label. And the frame will be shipping this week.
Yeah,
I'll be sure to
she
send
has
you
a
the tracking
magnificent
number.
frame. Once you see the frame for her, Ricky, it's like huge. It more than, I think it doubles the size of the painting actually. But we didn't want to take the frame in our suitcase and the painting in our suitcase too, because you know, if you travel overseas a lot, you know how kind of annoying.
If you got a special order from us in Tintagel, just remember that that's one less piece of underwear that I had to bring.
Yeah, and it was kind of slim pickings by the end. We were there longer than we thought we would be. My friend Robin was doing a concert, so we kind of rescheduled what things we're going to do in London.
Oh, but that's good because we got to see which town was it? Now I can't remember.
In Reading.
Oh yeah, Reading.
Yeah,
I had
we
not
went
seen
to
Reading, which is just outside London.
Right? Yeah, just like honestly, Reading is probably like 40 miles from London. It takes a couple hours because it's London. It's kind of like being in Los Angeles or something. But on the train, it's not bad. On the drive back, it took quite a while. But
April says, "Who needs underwear?" I do.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's a safety issue. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
Oh,
hi, Shaylee. Not a lot to be said about Reading. Actually, I disagree.
I thought Reading was lovely.
I adored Reading.
I thought it was. Again, we're seeing it through American eyes, so we are used to seeing our suburban areas, and Reading was
I found
pretty
it to be
impressive.
peaceful and cute, and there was a train right to London.
Yes. But you can't say about a lot of places here in America. Don't have a lot of underwater trains. What the heck? I've got like 5 Payne's Gray. Where are they?
I'm unsure. Uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh. I really do have like 5 of them.
Well, where are they?
I don't know. Are they inside the cabinet? I'm gonna have to stand up, folks. I'm sorry. I'm not running away. I'm just trying to
take your time.
Gray. I'll be right. They're all the little ones instead of the big ones because they were out of the... Didn't you say they were out of the town?
I don't remember.
There it is. Yeah, they're all 1 ounces.
Oh yeah, the 1 ounce ones are tiny.
They are? It's like they're only 1 ounce. I don't know.
Okay, so we have 89 people in the room.
Oh, that was fast. Hi,
That's
everybody.
fantastic. In America, today is Mother's Day, which is very similar to the UK Mothering Day.
Mothering Sunday.
And Mothering Sunday or whatever it is. And I don't know what you have in Germany, or France rather, Ricky.
Yeah, I don't know what other countries, or if anybody is from a different country. I don't know if you have. Do you have a special day for Mother's Day? We'd like to hear about it. But here
I'm
in
not
America,
spending Mother's Day with my mom today, but I will be making it up. Don't worry about her.
I'm not either because I'm here on Twitch, obviously. But my mother is coming to town to watch my niece and nephew while my sister and her husband help out at MegaCon. So we'll be seeing her in like 2 days. So we will be seeing her soon. Speaking of which, since it is MegaCon next weekend, we won't be here at Twitch next weekend, but we will be the subsequent weekend. So That would be the 26th of May, probably, if my math is correct.
Oh, Shadow Dancer said she got a 1-year subscription. Thank you so much.
Was that the pretty
You
magic
rock.
noise I heard
Thank
when
you
we
so
were
much.
signing in? Thank you. Or that or the noisy birdies outside. Gotten a bunch of grackles in our backyard, which I think are darling. So I am working on, again, these are little tiny pins on wood. I've drawn them out based off of the pin designs that we will be bringing to MegaCon. Actually, the purple one is the pin of the month for you Patreon people out there, also be at strangeling.com, but the red version is the one that y'all voted on, and that will be the one that we give away at MegaCon. And then we have this painting here is supposed to be kind of an approximation of lime green mask, which will be the citrus infused pin that we'll have at MegaCon also.
That looks a bit like Alligator Girl to me.
It does, doesn't it? She's kind of an homage to Alligator Girl because that was the first ever event exclusive that we handed out there at MegaCon. So now it's a couple years later, and it's like, well, what would be a fun one to do? And like, oh, I could do another Alligator Girl. I'm like, yeah, but if I did that, what? If I did a variant on the original mold, I don't know what color. Actually, I think the mold's gone on that one. I'd have to redraw it, but I don't know what color I'd make it because alligators are kind of greenish brown and.
Oh, it's her sister says Leela.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Everyone in the room, Leela Warriors, Leela.
Leela, yes. I know.
She brought a giant baseball bat. It's in Tagil. And she threatened us. She said, "If you call me Layla one more time,
I know, right?
I'll go beat Eric Clapton with a bat."
Oh.
So we backed off and we started calling her Leela.
Ask George Harrison about that.
We're not going to talk about George Harrison.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Too soon.
Too soon. Okay. All right. But,
it'll always be too soon.
But Leela is a bounty hunter.
The best beetle.
She brought us some bounties. So I'm going to start outlining. I don't usually draw on my paintings very much, but I did these ones with pencil because I already had the designs to look at, so I just kind of drew them out and looking at those. They're not going to be exact, but you'll be able to tell what pen they were based on. And these are just the little paintings that we bring in. To be honest, I would say, hey, if you're a Patreon person, you could buy them after the show, but the last few shows, Matt would probably know better than I would, that we've done, the Tiny Treasures have sold out within, I'd say the first minute, but it's probably less than that. I don't know. How quickly did these sell out, Ken?
I don't want to talk about it, Jasmine. It's strange to me. Too soon.
Okay. But if you had to, because I was asking or something?
They sell remarkably quickly.
Yeah. So
I don't.
So quick, I don't want to even tell people. Hey, if you'd like to buy this painting, you can't really. I'm sorry. Yeah. Actually, we can do it the other way. If we have any leftover, we can let you guys know that next weekend here at Twitch.
Yeah.
That sound good?
Yeah, I think about 8 years ago, if you made 30, there might have been some left over. I don't know.
Maybe.
They're adorable. They're easy to collect.
They're on nice solid blocks of wood, so you don't need to frame them. We put little hangers on the back too, which is nice. But anyways,
Sean Husband says, "Hey, it's been a while since I popped in.
Hello.
Have we any news on Alice's coloring book?
Yep.
It seems to be taking a while."
Huh. Nice. Let me see.
Thanks
Thank you for letting me know that.
There,
that's very lovely. I have, and I've told a lot of people about it. It is, I believe, the end of August. Again, this is published in Australia, so it takes longer to get to America because it's actually published. It's not self-published. And it is coming out at the end of August. The event, I know we've said this a lot here at the show, but it is going to be September 7th at Disney Springs at the Pop Gallery. Is going to have a special launch party. So if you're looking for it to buy in person, if you're here in Orlando, you can go to the event and buy it on September 7th. Otherwise, it will be at various places, probably way before me, because I have to actually go to a store and buy those if I want to sell them to somebody, and I can do that after it comes out in late August. So, and they will be published by Blue Angel Publishing, as I've kept telling people. If you can If you have questions, contact blueangelonline.com is their website, and they have a contact form up there, and you can ask them if you have questions.
Sean says thank you. Awesomeness. Leela says, I know that you guys are busy, but any idea when the Poe pin set is going to be released?
Nope.
Sorry to ask.
No. I don't know when. It's whenever I would find the time in between airline
You guys are hungry
flights.
tonight.
Yeah.
I
wish I could clone myself, but I can't.
I want to interject here. We are very busy.
All the time.
We have a million projects going on.
I do especially.
Sometimes you guys have specific projects that you love and you really want to go through. But imagine if you're the one behind those and you have like 100 of them.
Yeah.
And you have people asking all the time. Sometimes it's very difficult.
Also, things that are done by different companies out there than me, things like publishing or the Bradford Exchange or Disney projects. I don't know. You guys will probably know that before I do, if that makes sense. So you can probably Google it before I would come home and find where my contact lenses are and try to Google it myself.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's always Google is your friend. That's nice. Let me think. I will have to do all 5 paintings of the Raven pins.
Leela says no worries.
Yeah,
I don't mind waiting. Okay. By the time you get it, Leela, I promise you, it'll feel like you never had to wait for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's it's like standing in a long line at a Disney ride or in a Jasmine line. By the time you get there, when you're finally there, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So waiting is part of the process.
But you guys will know because I'll have to at some point paint all of those.
Hi, Rukama.
Hi,
saying hi.
Rukama. Hello. Oh, I was going to say, Cindy. Oh, she gave me a beautiful necklace.
Oh, actually.
No, it's right around here.
Sunshine hopped on.
So I was going to say, is that Sunshine on the cabinet?
She's always so
Sunshine,
naughty.
my goodness. Oh.
How much will the tiny treasures be if we're lucky to be first in line?
I forget what they are. Are they $2.95? We've just come back.
Jasmine and I have not discussed it 100% yet.
No, we just came back from the UK. What were they in the UK? There,
they were 200 pounds in the UK, which I know what that translates.
Which would be GBP sterling. Have you checked today? Okay.
I checked yesterday.
Okay. Well,
because I said
for those who ask about currency conversions, also, I think a lot of people don't understand that currency conversions change by the second. It's like the stock market. So if you say, how much is a pound worth? And you email me, it would be a lot quicker to go to Google and type in, how much is a pound worth in US dollars? And that would probably help. But I think we're probably $2.95. Is that what they are?
$2.95.
Is that it? Okay.
I think that is.
That's U.S. dollars, not
that's
Great
US dollars,
British pounds. Yeah.
Which is a little different, but it's close enough.
Yeah, they're never too far off. They're usually be around $1.50.
Anybody that's ever bought these would not say that we don't sell them at.
No,
I don't want to say bargain prices.
About 4 years ago, I auctioned one. It went for $900, and I was like, okay, why am I charging $200? But that is kind of the reason I do this, is because for the people who do come at 5 o'clock in the morning and wait in line, those of you who know who I'm talking to, good on you. But that makes it worth your while, I think, because you could trade it for something or sell it for something or whatever.
Oh, thank you, Linda Lunde. It was nice to meet you too.
Oh, we're there at Tintagel.
Yeah, thank you everyone for Tintagel.
Everybody, Tintagel was lovely. What a beautiful
Leland
place.
family.
Karen. Oh yes, a lot of folks that we know from
Vicky, I don't know if
Twitch.
she's in here.
Ricky
Rukama was
and family,
there.
Rukama and her husband were there.
A bunch of people were there.
A lot of our Twitch people were on this little. For those who don't know, Tintagel is way out of the way of nowhere. It's in Cornwall in the UK, and it only has about 1,600 people. Not if you've been to our town of Celebration, Florida here, it's 1/10 the size of our town. So it is very small. It is not a big town, and it is very out of the way. Yeah.
Amanda Rabbit says, do you and Jasmine have pins made for yourselves to collect over time?
Nope.
No.
A lot of my pins I don't even have one of.
Yeah. We keep them for a while. They're particularly popular
I put
ones.
them on my lanyard, and if people want to trade them,
we sometimes let them go on a back order, and we'll let people order those again, and we don't let that happen too many times before they're gone.
Before they're all gone.
We don't keep too many.
A lot of them, like we were talking about Alligator Girl. I don't even have. I don't have a single.
We don't have an alligator.
No,
and that's very, very true. We do not have an alligator.
I don't. I used to keep one of each and try to put it on my purse, and then it got really heavy, and then I started getting kind of afraid to carry it around because it cost more than my car.
Of having created 100 pins.
Am I really? I have not.
I promise
I've not
you
really.
because
No, I believe you. I just have not.
When I put when I add
yeah.
those to the website,
Yeah.
I add a SKU number.
Oh.
And we're currently
okay.
at 70 something, but that doesn't take into account sets.
Oh, so if it was a set of 5, like Leela was talking about
exactly.
during the Raven
so I
one,
think
and
we're
that would
like
add 5
89 or something.
Okay. Dang.
So you have created a lot of pins so far.
Yeah. Far so good, but yeah, we do not. Again, I know I say this every time, but every time we sign off, we get half a dozen, 2 dozen people saying, "Hey, I'll give you a certain amount of money if you do this. You don't have to tell anybody." We do not sell the pin exclusives from shows. We give them away here, or we give them away at Patreon. That's the only way you'll get one from us, unless you're trading it for any other pin. And we'll trade 1 pin for any pin. And that is fine by me.
Perfect. Now, Princess Bullet says her first Tiny Treasure was 90 pounds at Whitby.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That must have been our first Whitby show.
It probably would have been.
When we went to the Whitby show, I was very happy.
The first time?
Because all times.
Actually, Whitby's a great
really
show.
like Whitby.
Yeah, I like Whitby too.
I could almost see myself living in Whitby.
I mean, I don't think there's been a time we've gone to Whitby and we have not looked at like the little real estate ad things that they have in the windows and stuff. Since I know that this is going to be one of my biohazard characters here, because she's obviously going to be based off of one of these ladies here, I'm going to take some bright titanium white to outline the parts that are going to be glowing on here. So that's why I'm suddenly putting white. It's not because it's going to be biohazard in white, it's because it's going to be something like red or purple, and I want it to really kind of stand out and glow. Anyways, not to interrupt you.
So is anybody coming to MegaCon?
I am.
4 days at MegaCon. It starts on Thursday.
Yeah. We
Then,
gotta set up
of course,
a couple
Friday.
days at a time,
Well,
but,
for me, it starts way earlier.
Yeah, for us it starts in a day or two, but yeah.
I'll probably take some behind the scenes photos for you guys.
Yeah.
If Jasmine feels like posting them, then she'll post them.
Oh yeah, and whenever I do post things like that, it's up at my Patreon usually. I can't really post them on Facebook anymore, but I can put them up on Patreon.
I apologize. I feel like I'm about to cough. If I do cough, I'm sorry. We didn't get a huge amount of downtime when we were in the UK, not as much as we wanted to.
Or a whole lot of internet time.
But I did get to do one thing that I was very happy about. I've been a lifelong fan of the Twilight Zone.
Oh,
and we got to see the Twilight Zone play
in London. Yeah,
in London, and that was
London,
one of the cutest theaters I've ever been.
That was adorable. If you guys are in London and you have time, go look and see. Is it the Alameda Theater? Or wait, it's Alameda. It's the Ambassador Theater, but it's Alameda brand, right?
Correct. If anyone's interested in going, just type in Twilight Zone London.
Twilight Zone London.
I'm not sure if they show it on Broadway.
No, it's only in the UK, I think. If it does well, maybe they'll put it in the UK.
The British actors did fantastic American accents.
Yes, they did. I was impressed. Unless they just hired a bunch of American actors. I didn't get one of the little flyer things that talk about the biography of the actors or not, but sometimes you do, and you're like, oh, hey, they're from America. But
Amanda Rabbit said, I wish I could come, but I'm in Ireland. Oh, darn.
There's worse places
sorry,
to be.
Amanda.
Yeah.
You know, if the Bride for Haunted Mansion Anniversary, Black Orchid Fairy, do you mean available? You know if the
she's not talking about Madame Leota, is she?
Maybe Black Orchid Fairy. What do you mean? I'm sorry. If
Madame Leota is a different character than the Bride. If you're talking about the Haunted Mansion, and I am working on I finished a painting of Madame Leota for the Walt Disney Company that is for the Haunted Mansion 50th anniversary. Is it, or what is that? No, it's longer than that, and it's the same night as the Tate LaBianca thingy.
Oh my.
Yeah. Well, how many years was that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I am interested in that Tarantino film though.
I am too.
I don't know what it's called. I forget what it's called at least.
Yeah.
But
So
I
that
have
will be
93 souls in the room, which will probably fill me in just because I mentioned something slightly.
All right. But yeah, that will. Anyways, if that is what they're talking about, it isn't a painting of the bride. It's a painting of Madame Leota, who is the lady in the crystal ball, and she's a Kitty. Stop arguing.
Hey,
Sorry.
Sunshine, be nice.
Sunshine's being today.
Cameron's had a weird day.
Cameron has had a weird day. She bit her mommy on the face, and I've been bleeding for 4 hours. But it sounds like something you might want to see on Twitch, but I don't think it's something you'd probably upload legally to the internet. It was pretty awful. But yeah, I'm working on the
that was awful. And
that
what
was
was
awful.
it? An hour and a half before Twitch?
Yep. Well, yeah.
Once upon a time in Hollywood.
There
of course,
you go.
Kay Harmon would know.
Yay! No, it is because
Kay Harmon's a twisted little monkey.
Hey, no, what's her name's playing what's me think Sharon Tate in there?
They're very naughty cats. We don't have we're not allowed good cats. Jasmine said good cats in our house.
We take the kitties that the ASPCA has deemed unadoptable. So that explains everything about us and our cats.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
When will the Innsmouth mermaid be released?
Let me see. Do you have my calendar in front of you, Maddie?
Yes, I do.
If you
Can we just keep flipping?
Yeah, look. It's not that far on. It's the anniversary, the 14th or 13th anniversary for the Choreographer Gallery event. It's only like a week or two from now, isn't it?
I'll check.
It should that should have a thing open up to today, so it shouldn't involve more than 2 flips.
Okay, maybe I'm just not reading it.
Yeah, you can bring it to me if you need to. Yeah. Or if anybody wants to go to the CoreyHelferGallery.com website, they could look up there, and it is for the Pop Surrealism and Figurative Show for their 13th anniversary artist there. So it would be then is when the original painting is, and usually after soon. Well, if you really can't bring the calendar over here. I apologize. I can't get to like a computer from here, so I can't look it up. But some of you guys might have a computer or a phone handy, and you can Google when the Corey Helfer Gallery Pop Surrealism and Figurative. Yeah, you probably have a computer handy.
I do.
Handy? Okay.
Which anniversary is it?
Type in or go to CoreyHelferGallery.com, honey. Or anybody could look at my Instagram or my Facebook, and every time I've posted about it, I've
Saturday, April 6th.
Saturday.
The 13th.
April 6th?
Anniversary group show, April 6th.
Honey, is that for the graffiti and street art?
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay, that's why I need to use my words. Okay. Probably a month or so after that then, so it should be coming up.
Shows in 2019.
Or if you'd like to look at my Instagram,
that's called Lucky 13,
Instagram or my Facebook, it would whenever I've shown a work in progress, I always put like a big blurb that has like 1 billion words in it, and
There's
put
Lucky
all the
13
info in there.
Anniversary group show. Let's see if Jasmine's listed there. She is, and that is
whether I am
group
or
show.
am not, it would be that one.
May 18th through June 22nd.
May 18th. So that May 18th would be when, if you're interested in the original painting that I was painting here, would be. You could contact the gallery before that, though. Whenever I've worked on something or taken a picture of something I've worked on, I know it's a lot to read, but if you scroll down and you see a paragraph, just keep reading past that paragraph, and it would have information on when it's being displayed, and also how you can contact the gallery if you're interested in the original painting. As far as when it's going to be a print, it's depends on whether or not I'm in a country that I have a computer or not, and I can sit there and type out everything and upload all the pictures. And so within a week or two after the original painting is released, then I would be able to release the prints, because I physically have to type all that and stick it up online.
Sounds lovely.
I can't be on an airplane.
Do you know if the bride is coming back for the Haunted Mansion anniversary?
The bride?
That's what Black Orchid Fairy was trying
I
to say.
don't know what they mean by that question.
There is the bride that was a painting by Jasmine. The Bride Returns, and there was also a vinyl statue.
If they're talking about Constance the Bride, like in the attic, I've painted her twice now, so I'm I would have, if I was doing something for the anniversary, I would have had to have done it a year
They're
ago.
wondering if it's going to be re-released. This is
I
something
doubt it. I've never
backwards.
in my life
Disney
seen,
would not tell us that.
Disney wouldn't tell me that. Ask Disney. Yeah. I have so far never seen Disney re-release anything of mine, so probably not. I'm guessing they're gonna release for the first time my new Madame Leota painting, which is the Lady in the Crystal Ball. That isn't the bride, that is Madame Leota. And some people get confused by that because at the end there's little Leota and she kind of looks like a bride. The Hurry Back character is not.
She's even wearing bridal wear.
She is. I know, it confuses people. It's confusing, Disney. Okay. But yeah, so I've never known Disney to re-release anything of mine ever once, so probably not. But if they did, they would not tell me. But you could ask Disney and maybe they would send you a form letter.
L. Hurt says, is she making the tiny treasures the same as the pins or different colors?
They're going to be realistic the way my paintings are as opposed to like the pin design things are. But I think I'll probably make them to match the MegaCon colors. So for example, these were the original pin designs that I scanned in based off of my original flat illustration line art paintings that I do for every gosh darn pin. The purple one is for, the red one is for MegaCon because MegaCon's colors are red. So I'm going to make this red one and I will make hers red to match the MegaCon one because this is a painting to MegaCon. So that way if somebody gets one that's
I know you guys like purple.
Everybody voted on Patreon and they all voted for purple. And everybody's like, why do you keep doing purple pins? I'm like, because people vote for purple.
Opinion,
but yeah.
It's just my opinion. The red is way more hot.
Best. Yeah, anyways.
And I don't mean hot
good.
like sexy.
I was going to make it red to begin with, and everybody's like, well, why are you going to make it red? I'm like, okay, I'm still going to make it red, and I'm going to give it away at MegaCon, so you can get that there. So I'm going to make this one, it's not going to look like a flat animation cell, it's going to look like an actual painting, because I'm painting it, but I'm going to make it red to match the MegaCon.
That's definitively what we call our artistic integrity.
Yeah, kind of.
It's like, hey, you guys
commercial
voted
artistic integrity. That is
red.
A slim
You guys
fine,
can have the
isn't
purple,
it? Yeah.
but I'm still making red.
Yeah, there you go.
But the only problem with the red one
and everybody complained about it.
The red one will always be a MegaCon exclusive.
It will.
It only has 200
I could
released.
make a billion purple ones, and you can buy those all day. Yep. Buy them, purple people.
Red is very limited, so red is what you guys will want in the end. Just
and we're giving away one tonight, correct?
What's that?
And we're giving away one tonight. So somebody here at Twitch will be the very first person, because this is mine. This is my one. But we're giving it away because I don't need a lot of
I voted
pins.
for red, not purple.
Yes!
Well,
you're one of the good ones. No.
I hope you win it. If you do win it, just remember Moobot's random. It ain't me.
You really can't. I was going to say it would look bad if they won it now, Manny.
It would. I don't know how.
We had some people write in things too. Somebody wrote in, and I thought it was a very good suggestion. They thought that a glow-in-the-dark one would be cool, and I agree. I think that would be pretty awesome. If anybody has one of the original Biohazard ones, the first one I did, I picked that enamel color thinking it looked kind of glow-in-the-darky, even though it wasn't. And that was the first pin I ever did. In the painting itself, I kind of did that. But when I'm painting it, I can affect the background and make it look like it's glowing, but you can't do that on a little pin thing. But
that Nintendo guy says it's perfect for MegaCon since they always use red in their logo.
They do, and they give you all those. For those of you who've been at MegaCon, they give you those red, white, and yellow curtains to have the backdrop of your artwork. It's totally ketchup,
Black
mustard,
Orchid Fairy
and
said,
mayonnaise.
"I would love you keep making purple pins."
Yeah, I think a lot of people would. That is a lot of people's favorite color.
Are you guys?
I like purple. I like purple too.
Purple
Purple's great. I especially like purple when it's offset by another color like green. When it's just with black or just white, it's very purple. And if I
purple food's not
I
very
feel
popular.
bad when I've done 3 pins in the row and people don't like purple because I was like, I just what people voted for purple. It's not like I'm trying to make things too much purple.
I will always vote for pink and red.
Okay.
I thought green would have been.
I always try to look at the design and think what makes the most sense. Like, I don't know, if it was somebody holding a little cat or something, I would probably not make it purple. Although, I don't know. I know the Cheshire Cat, he's purple. I mean, I don't know him personally. I work for him as an independent contractor.
That Disney Cheshire Cat is.
That's what I mean. That's why I work for him as an independent contractor.
That's true.
Mr. Jack.
One of the Cheshire Cats you paint that used to be known as Matt's cat,
yes,
as of LiveJournal days,
yes,
was a beautiful orange.
He was a lovely orange. That's the
orange.
First, yeah, that's a French way to say orange.
That Nintendo guy says, I was on the fence with purple and red. I'm grateful to be able to get both.
That's why I decided to do that with them, because
I'm sure
that's
you will,
an
Jason.
easy one.
You'll be able to get both.
Yeah, Jason will get both, I'm sure. But that's part of the reason I wanted to do different colors on that one. It's an easy one to switch out. I'm keeping the here. I'll show you. Do I have the other? Do I have one of the purple ones up? Oh yeah, I do.
Do you?
Yeah. So here are the actual pins. What they look like. I got my own here. Okay. So you can tell that we use the same mold for them. They've got these big, for those who don't know, the big die cutting molds that you make these metal pins out of, they're big. They're like larger than a Volkswagen. They're huge.
Okay, whatever you did, by the way, to get those molds, I looked at an old one. You did a good job.
Well, you were here. I did it on Twitch. I outlined.
No, all I'm saying is you did a perfect job.
I held it next to the first one, and I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, so good on you.
I'm sure if somebody were to take like an electron microscope, they could point out differences, but I don't think anybody's gonna do that. But I took the line art that I had scanned in originally for the very first pin I did, because I didn't keep them all. And I scanned it in, and I did this on Twitch actually, and I like traced it over. I had that horrible grubby, the black stuff, the carbon paper, and I traced it onto it. So I did that for both of these, and they look identical, but they're different colors. And the purple one, if you like the purple one, which is also lovely. In fact, I'll probably do a green one and a yellow one as the decades go by. But I did the red one for MegaCon, and they are pretty much identical. And the purple one will be the pin of the month for this month, right? We're mailing them out right now. So if you are not a Patreon person yet and you are looking to collect pins,
yes, I'm sure a bunch of you got.
Gosh, most of you guys probably are already. But
yesterday.
if you are not, you probably got them.
I remember I woke up super crazy early and started printing the amazing amount.
Nothing like waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning on a different continent to start printing out those sorts of things.
Actually, I wake up. It's better waking up earlier here. And
it actually, when we're coming back from the UK and coming to the US, we do wake up earlier. It's different than coming back from Asia or even California. I mean, coming back.
So
to Florida.
You folks that are local to us will probably get your pins just right before MegaCon.
Yeah.
Other than that, I can't guarantee it, depending on when you leave for MegaCon. So I know that
if you're traveling.
Jason was wondering about that, but
okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Well, we send them out on the it's a weekend. We usually try to send them out on the 11th, and what is it, the 12th today? Because the 11th was a Saturday, and we were actually
sent them out as early as the 8th, but we usually between the 8th and the 15th, if we're running really slow for some reason.
The 15th is the latest we usually send.
Well, except for last month, because the Girl with the Pearl Earring was a very, very special.
That's when I did up here, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hey, did any of you guys get your Girl with the Pearl Earring?
Yeah,
Isn't she amazing?
Gotten theirs yet. She turned out so pretty. I actually like the, we had to use a different metal on her so that the pearlescent enamel would stick to it properly with falling out and rooting everybody's pins. So we used a different sort of metal on that one, and it's kind of shiny and it looks cool. It almost looks like cloisonné, like if you do a hard enamel pin. And I'm very happy with how it turned out. But we did 4 different designs of her, and I was I don't like that one.
She looks primo.
Yeah, that's me just
she
being
looks like a showpiece.
That's me just being a perfectionist.
People in the room say they love her.
Yeah, that is why she costs a bit more though, because we had to use a little extra thing on her.
She is
we have to put a little
$15.99 USD.
They're not expensive.
Now,
I mean, they're
the
just
new one, which
was, where'd I put her? Oh, the purple one.
Right. $13.99 she'll be.
Yeah.
And we had a question earlier, Jasmine.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, she's up there.
Okay. So she's at strangeling.com if anybody wants to go look up there. It's a good website, my favorite website. Okay, yep.
I have to scroll up.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Have you ever chosen to retire a monthly pin? Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
But it's not a choice. We run out and then...
and
the question is, do we reorder or do we not?
We reorder usually a few times, and if it's...
Right.
If it's one that
if it's one that especially really grab people's attention,
yeah,
we'll reorder.
We'll reorder it a few times.
We red butterfly ferrets, which is a different sort.
That's a charity pin.
Will you ever stop doing a red butterfly?
No, she's still available.
Okay. That just got down to like I think 0 the other day. But we're getting new ones in all the time. Right? Feel free to order it. It's on back order. As soon as we get it, we'll send it out.
Yeah, if it's a charity one that's a fundraiser, I'm going to keep doing that for a while because every time somebody orders that, then the charity gets more money. So I would keep doing that for a while. But yeah, we've retired a lot of the open edition ones because after a while, we physically have to carry these with us, like when we are traveling from studio to studio, and if there's more than like 10 or 20 at any given time that people can order, it gets really complicated to say, yes, we need to go buy toilet paper and we have to pick these pins out and do this and that, and it makes it very complicated because we are not a big company. We're just me and my family, so we can't keep them available forever. So if you see one you like, buy it as soon as you can. Don't say, oh, I'll buy that in a month or two, because sometimes we've had some that have only been around for like a couple weeks. I don't know what the shortest amount of time we've had for an open edition is, but it's less than a month.
Super. Ricky's saying that their girl with the pearl earrings either in Miami or Paris. Miami is where they send it. That's our international distribution.
Yeah, basically they just say that. It's like how if you're in France, they just call France Paris.
Right.
But they call Florida Miami.
You know that, Ricky. You've been through this a million times. Yeah, it's probably actually in Paris.
Yeah.
They just have to run it through, and then suddenly it'll be in your box.
International, then it is probably over there. Again, for tracking and stuff like that, the post office doesn't give me any more information than they give you just because I painted something. Right. They don't care. The last thing they want is me calling them saying, "Hey, I painted that painting and somebody made a pin out of it." You know, yeah. So if it says France, then it's probably gotten there. Yeah.
It says, and this is just a matter of opinion.
Yeah.
I have girl.
I like sentences that start off that way. Yeah.
Well, it's not you though.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's not me.
I have girl with the pearl earring.
Yeah.
Sadly, not one of my favorites. It's beautifully done. Don't really like any Vermeer paintings.
Oh, well,
so that's against Vermeer.
I'd say it's an acquired taste, but I think it's an opposite of an acquired taste. That could be a general taste, but not to everybody's specific taste.
Being I don't know what the heck I am as far as art goes, but if you're subjected to as many paintings as I am, after a while you do kind of get an opinion about things.
Yeah.
I will say with the Vermeer, I'm kind of and this is again looking at a lot of paintings, I'm kind of shocked how good they are.
They are good, and don't be confused, people, by different books and TV shows and movies and crap that have been made about them. Don't let that color your judgment on his paintings, because those are mostly people just feeding off the negative feedback loops that other people have created. But go ahead.
Is the purple biohazard going to be a tiny treasure?
Yep. This one's going to be red, so... Usually when I do Tiny Treasures, they are just for shows that we do live events. So, and the pin that we're giving away there is going to be the red one. So I'm just kind of looking. I was only looking at it because I was drawing it with my pencil. And this is the thing I showed you guys 2 weeks ago. And I had it lying on my table when I walked in from England to Florida. And it was here on my table. So, I don't know. It might be. I would say it would probably be more likely to be a mini painting that I would probably put on eBay, or maybe we're talking about doing, don't quote me on this, but we're talking about maybe adding mini paintings as an option to purchase on the Patreon exclusive section of Strangeling.com. Like those of you who are Patreons, even if it's just like the $1 donation thing, that you would be able to log in and see original paintings when they pop up before other people do.
Jasmine paints some mini paintings during the week.
I put
them up on the website.
Yeah, something.
And Patreon people are able to see them. We have to give back to Patreon people.
Because they give to us?
Well, they definitely do.
They very much
anyone that sees Jasmine's Patreon...
hey, those are my real fans. It costs $1. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, even $1.
Yeah, so that is something we were thinking about doing, and if so, you would be more likely to see
also, if you're the $10 tier, you'd get a discount, wouldn't you?
Yes, $10 tier people get 10% off. So if it's
people are liking this idea in the room.
If it costs if it's like a $4.95 painting, you'd save like $50. That's like half a year.
It's worth the $1.
I mean, it's worth the $1. I mean, you could be a Patreon person for 6 years, and it would pay for it a million times over, or 178,000 times over.
So, for example, if you look in the Patreon exclusive area on the website right now, you'll see lanyards and you'll see canvas cuties.
Yeah,
you would then see another category.
Only buy at shows, but we're trying to add more things up there for people because that has been one of our most popular requests is to add things up there.
Sorry, somebody in Tagil gave me a cough.
Yeah. Oh, it could have been on the way there.
It doesn't matter. No, it wasn't personal.
Okay.
That's probably the person that worked at the spa.
Actually, it was probably somebody like at the airport when we were flying from Florida to England. Airports, I mean, I try to wash my hands a lot, but airports, there's a lot of children licking the handrails there. My family included.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Just curious, do you drive back to your house every day of MegaCon or have a place closer? Our house is not very far from there, April.
Our house is about 30 miles from the Orange County Convention Center.
Whichever house we decide to go to.
Okay, actually we have 2 houses within 30 miles of the Orange County Convention Center, so we could, we're good.
And we've also rented another house.
Actually, we have 3 houses within a 30-mile range of the Orange County. That makes
we have 3 houses.
It sounds way more posh than it is. If you were to see the reality of it, it is embarrassing, but... But that is a great question.
Buying more real estate than you need is a PIA.
Hey, it's not putting all your eggs in one basket.
No, the thing is, we need it.
We do need it.
I guess I haven't really experienced
There's a lot of unadoptable cats. Yeah.
She says feel better.
Oh.
I'm trying. I really am.
Hey, he's feeling a lot better than he was. I felt bad for him on the airplane. If there's anything you don't want if you have a cold, it's a lot of weird pressure on your face.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what did I watch. Oh, I watched on the plane because sometimes you guys are curious what movie I watched on the airplane. I watched Can You Ever Forgive Me? Did anyone see that? That was a
I did. I watched it. I knew the story. It's about Lee Israel, the lady who forged a bunch of fake literary letters between authors and playwrights and things. This would have been back in the 1970s mostly.
You also see what
really
weird stress that these published New York Times bestseller.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's like she couldn't even pay her rent, so she's like, I'm gonna fake some letters.
Honestly, I have a handful of friends, and I won't name any.
Matt's a writer, so he knows a lot of
have been on the New York Times bestseller list. That does not mean you've made it.
That doesn't mean you can pay your cable bill. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
So it's still after that. It's just more writing.
Yeah,
you just have to keep going. I
did like the digs at what's his name. The red baiting American male writer, Tom Clancy. Yes, Tom Clancy.
Yeah. We don't usually speak ill of people, but we don't really care much about Tom Clancy on this channel.
Sorry, Tom Clancy.
So
you're totally gonna write my
biography. We don't care.
Okay. Yeah.
My mother, Linda Luna, and this is Linda Lunda, was so excited at Tintagel to see you and Jasmine. Yes. This is Ricky's mom.
Yes, Ricky's mom. We got to meet her.
She may have bought all the prints Paul had available too.
She got a handful. Yeah, I think you guys.
And also, I wanted to make sure that she got her own. She got her very own pin.
Yes,
and that Ricky wasn't using it for herself.
She wasn't stealing them for herself, Ricky.
But I understand. When the UK people, I don't want to say UK people because that's not fair. Ricky's not from the UK, but when the people who visit us at the UK people,
or the international,
when they get pins, that's fantastic for them because they get the exclusives to trade with the American people that it really would cost a buttload to fly over there just for a pin.
Literally, yeah.
It might be worth it sometimes. I don't know.
Not literally, but yes.
Is Jasmine only at the booth for signing hours, or is she there for some more times?
It depends. Those are the times I'm guaranteed to be there. If you're wanting something autographed,
that's a perfect way to put it.
Those times. Yeah.
Yeah, we are. We if Jasmine's not there, or if I have to because of
we have to work in the meantime, so we've got to be shipping out orders and painting paintings and stuff.
And I say, Jasmine, we have to go.
Yeah.
Then I'll pull that veto card if I have to.
Yeah. But the booth will be open the whole time no matter what. So my sister, if you see somebody who looks kind of like me who's working there, but it's not me, that's my sister Amber and her husband Chris, who doesn't look anything like Matt, but that's my brother-in-law and he works for me also, and they will be running the booth when we are not there. And also they'll be taking care of handing out pins and running the cash register and all that sort of thing, and putting things in bags and stuff. That way, MegaCon is a big enough show. We get a big 30-foot booth, so I can be at one part signing things, and that way I don't have to be making change and putting things in bags and also signing things. and that really speeds up the time. So it helps to have designated. Also, they flat out asked me to have designated signing hours a few years ago, so I'm trying to make it more streamlined as far as the fire marshal and the crowd control people at the convention center go. If I stay there the whole time, it turns into weird
Jasmine.
stuff. So, yeah.
Sister Biscuit is asking about the tiny treasure costs. I think we said $2.95.
Yeah, and these are again
So
they're
that's the same as
they're
last year.
about they're probably it's the same as last year. It's
We didn't bump 'em up.
approximately one. If we were to auction them, they usually go around the $800 to $900 point. So it is. We try to make it so like if somebody bought a hotel for the night and bought a plane ticket or something, it would be worth their while to come get a painting.
Oh,
So,
I guess
yeah.
Carrie is close to us.
Oh, Carrie, Tiger Pixie.
Cool.
Tiger Pixie, Carrie? Is that who
Yeah.
you're talking to? I can't see the TV from here, so
I noticed that your booth is right across from Tiger Pixie's booth.
Yay! Excellent.
17FA. I don't know what that means.
Is that what they're calling like the artist not Art Alley, whatever.
I don't
remember what they do at MegaCon. MegaCon, for those who don't know, has changed hands multiple times from one ownership to another. So they have different rules every time. So we kind of just get surprised with the rest of you. And next year, I heard they're changing their month they're doing it, which they've done a few times also.
That
which
messed us up really bad.
Yeah, like I said,
We
I
could
was
not
supposed to
attend.
be in Germany right now.
The thing is,
so...
I'm not sure what's going on with that, but we'll keep you guys tuned in.
Yeah,
If we're not there at MegaCon next year, we will let you know that we won't be there.
1 year out of the last 14 years, and that was because they changed the date pretty significantly, but after what they told us originally, because they sold out to it. Yet a different company now located in Canada. So I don't know.
Kitten asks, are you going to do pins at the Hyatt, or are you going to have? Are you having to go to the America's Mart? I assume you're talking about Dragon Con.
I was gonna say MegaCon's at the Orange County Convention Center, but
there was no context there.
yeah,
but
if
that
you're
sounds like
talking
Dragon Con
about, if
talk.
we're talking about Dragon Con, we would be giving away the pins. Again, for those who don't know, every convention in the world is changing their lineup this year.
We're going to be at America's Mart,
but at Dragon Con,
so we're not going to give them out the Hyatt.
No, Dragon Con, the art show, is now being run by the same people who run the dealer's room at the America's Mart, and the people who used to run the art show have retired. So
I should just
they're
stand in the
taking
lobby.
pins. What's that?
Where were the pins? Man?
I'm gonna hide them around.
Hyatt.
I'm gonna hide them around the Georgia Aquarium because it just.
You guys like
weird.
Easter egg hunts? Because we will definitely.
I'll stick them in the Olympic Park across from the Ted Turner building. No,
Yes.
no, they will be. Our booth will not be in the physical art show next year because the art show is being run by the same people who run the dealer's room, the vendors area in the America's Mart, and the people who run the art show have retired. So it's all like one big thing. It's just in two different areas now. So they don't have the print shop and how they used to have, for the past 20 odd years at Dragon Con. They don't have the panels and stuff there in the
okay,
Hyatt. Yeah.
I've never had a Twitch where people were so hungry.
It's funny because we missed it last
What?
week because we were in England.
You guys really want stuff.
That's okay. Hey, it beats the alternative. Instead of saying, hey, hi there.
I love that you guys love this stuff. I wish I wanted stuff this bad. I just don't.
Hey. No, but
I'm happy you
well,
do.
it's also confusing questions because it does seem like every convention in mass market show I'm doing has somehow changed ownership, or they've changed the rules, or they've changed buildings or locations or dates or months or whatever. Yeah.
Where do you come up with your ideas? Now I'm gonna guess it's somewhere between the cerebellum and the cerebrum.
Oh, it's in there
Or
somewhere.
or it's all frontal.
It can't be in
that
my
doesn't
frontal
make any
lobe,
sense
Matt.
because
I don't have a frontal
that's a
lobe.
decision making
Yeah.
conscience thing.
I'm
not sure if Jasmine has
I don't
them,
have one of them.
but, yeah.
I have you. You're kind of like my Jiminy Cricket, but
I'm not.
You are actually.
That's sad.
I won't step
I
on
don't
you.
have enough
Yeah.
Jiminy Cricket for myself.
I'm sorry. I don't mean like in the book. Has anybody read the book Pinocchio? He
steps
stomps
on
on
Jiminy Cricket.
Jiminy Cricket right at the beginning, and that's his ghost talking to him the whole time. For those who have not read the book, anyways,
That's actually kind of odd.
the ideas I have for my paintings, it depends very much on the painting. A lot of the work that I do, like commercial artwork, let's say it's a painting for the Walt Disney Company, those are the ideas obviously are going to be based off of the style sheets and the films and stuff that the Walt Disney Company has made. If it's something I'm doing for my own artwork, You'd have to ask me about which painting, because it could be based on a personal idea I had, or it could be based on a historic painting, or it could be a portrait of my niece, or it could be a lot of different things. I'm one of those people who has like a big list of stuff I'm always scribbling down when I have ideas about things. So I have a lot of paintings working somewhere in my skull that I'm eventually going to put out on, I'd say paper, but it's actually wood. And there's a story behind each one. If you look up at my strangeling.com website, you can see I usually blather on for a paragraph or two about each painting I do. If you click on in the print gallery.
Yeah, what did the smartasses say?
Huh?
Up there? Too long, can't read, or whatever.
TLDR. There you go.
TLDR. Now, what does that stand for?
Too long, don't read.
Awful.
Yeah, but that's why people have to then ask things. Not this person here, but things in general. It's like, hey, how come you never come to California? After I say, hey, on November 25th, I'm going to be in California. And they're like, why don't you ever come to California? I'm like, you're commenting on a post about me going to California. I don't know how to answer this. Or I'll paint a picture about cats, and people are like, why don't you ever paint cats?
Yay, prize number 1.
Cats. What's up? Oh, is that? Yay.
Yay.
And this would be for LaBelle Downson's.
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check.
If you were not in Tintagel, you probably don't have this one. I could probably pop her right up on eBay. Okay. She's lovely.
I'm sorry, I'm reading your notes in here.
I'm sorry.
You rock.
I rock. Okay.
Okay, let me draw the winner first.
Yes, and these are, for those who are not familiar with my pins, on the back we always have 2 locking pin backs. For those who do not know what those mean, they are hard to take off. You have to squeeze them here. We sometimes throw in a little instructive thing about how to take the pin backs off. This way they will never fall off if you have them like on your person or on your purse or on your denim jeans jacket or whatever you want to do with them.
All right, our first person is Goond Noob.
Goond Noob. They sound new to this. Or is it?
Are they a newbie? After a while, I guess.
But they have won this. And if Goond Noob, if you don't know about Strangeling pins, you are in luck, because this is.
I don't remember you chatting, Goond.
If you are new and you have won this, Matt will be talking to you. Please contact us. Let us know your real name, your email address. So you can email us at jasminetoad@aol.com.
I'm sending you a cool little message.
Yeah, read through the chat room, Goond Noob.
Goond Noob, if you can hear us, Goond.
And we will make sure to mail this to you. Again, Twitch does not tell us your address, your email address, your real name, any way to contact you, anything like that. So if you have to be watching this or reading the chat room, to let us know. Right. And then we can mail this to you. And I can sign her too, because I'm here. If anything is within arm's length, I can kind of sign it for you, and I will sign her. And if you are not interested in pins, this is a good one to sell or to trade for paintings or anything like that. Oh, speaking of pins, I wanted to show off the June pin of the month. I don't think I've showed her yet, have I?
I don't know.
I cleaned up the artwork for her, scanned her in, and
I printed off a nice page for you.
Yes, and Matt printed her on shiny paper for me. So this will be for you pin collectors. This is the June pin of the month.
Put that title in, Orca Magic.
Orca Magic. She's a mermaid that is orca based, like killer whales. And she has a lovely little crystal ball with a tiny orca in it. And she's based off of a painting I did 14 years ago? God, I'm old. Okay. And she will be a tiny little pin, just like these little lovelies. So imagine her about the size. Actually, she'll be smaller. I think she's 1.5 inch pin, so she'll be more like the size. Shrink down. And she will be the one that we send out. So if you are a Patreon pin collector too, you will get her automatically we'll probably mail them out usually around the 10th to the 15th of June. And if you are not, you should be able to, assuming we have extras and people don't do a raid on Patreon or something, we'll have them up at strangeling.com in the collectible enamel pins category. And we will have her up there. I don't think you can really tell in this because it's part of the metal design, not so much the color, not the enamel, but the actual metal.
Yes, that is a painting.
There are little
Orca
curly
Magic.
bits. Yeah, there's a painting called Orca Magic.
Same title.
Is she up on my website?
Oh, you bet.
Is she?
It's got. Okay. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, that was a long time ago. I mean, I usually keep my website to about 1,000 different paintings.
I thought that one was.
I love that one. She was actually a custom. You know how I
Let's
do
see what we
customs
got.
here at Twitch, and I like paint part of the face, and I let the person who
she's
wins
great.
it, and they'll say, "Hey, I want her hair to look like this, and I want her to have this and that." The original painting is a lot more complex than that. That is obviously meant to be like an inch tall or whatever. But
Yeah, she's a sweetie.
yeah, I like all the
I'll put a link up.
all these
room,
cetaceans, all the dolphins and
and then you guys
whales,
can look at it.
etc. Yay! Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, it's easy. Didn't take much.
Yeah, it's easier than painting. I don't know. Painting is
And-
pretty easy.
And I'm the one who can put up links, so I need to do it for everybody else's
For
sake.
those who don't know, I do not see the actual computer or the TV screen.
Also,
here,
we
I
don't
just
allow
talk to
links
the
in
wall.
our room.
Yeah. What's that?
We don't allow the links in our room.
Oh yeah, well we can't because people want to post Viagra ads and free iPad scams all the time. So
And other
other
yucky
junk
things.
Yes, things even more unpleasant than that. See how she's looking so far.
She's such a pretty
good.
painting. Love all the paintings with sea life.
Oh yeah, Orca Mermaid's lovely. So I've done obviously I did a much more simplified design painting of her, and she will be the pin for June. So if you are not a Patreon person yet and you like that one, be sure to sign up so you'll make sure to get her. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Magic
thank you,
Knight.
Sassy. 3 months.
Also,
in a row.
too,
Thank you so much.
Let me think. It's
Actually, everybody
May
that has it,
currently.
show off your biohazard to cheer Jasmine on. If you have your biohazard.
Yeah, if you have one, yeah. Oh,
Jasmine needs cheer.
I always need cheer. But
Thank
in
you so much,
the
Black Orchid
meantime,
Fairy.
thank you. Speaking of Black Orchid Fairy, I think I'm planning her for September. If you know the painting Black Orchid Fairy, I think it's either September. It's sometime in the fall. I'm going to.
Oh, that's gonna make
doing a
yay!
pin-
Everybody's put. Thank you so
of Black
much.
Orchid Fairy. Oh, I feel the cheer in the room. I can tell from
Yay!
Manny.
Can you see those little icons at least?
No.
Okay.
But
Well,
thank you.
Everybody,
I
yes,
hear
please.
that's good.
Yeah, and keep it up through the
Thanks, guys.
broadcast. Why not?
I
Let's show
appreciate
those.
it. Again, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning or something for us. I don't know what time it is, but
It's later actually.
is it?
Yeah, what it would be
Oh,
would be
Lord. Okay.
it'd be like 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I believe it. And I've been up for a while. Okay. But if you are interested in collecting the pins, if you sign up now, you get these 2 to start out with, being shipped out any day now, and then you would get the new one next month. And we have other new ones planned. Also, when we have extra ones, like how we give them away at Twitch, usually once a month or so, I look through any of the spares I did in case there were bloopers, and we just randomly give them away to Patreon pin collectors too. And this one glows in the dark.
Oh, Black Orchid Fairy says thank
Probably
you.
not dark out enough for that. No,
And you
it's not.
need to do that now because she will not leave you alone about it.
Oh, I have
wow.
I have the line art for her, but I haven't painted in the enamel. So I'm, to be honest, since we're going to be in Kansas City and we're going to be in France and England and California in the meantime, it will probably be September when I get the Black Orchid Fairy pin design finished. But she is started and in the works, and she should be lovely. She's kind of like the well, she probably knows the painting. It's one of the ones sort of like this one. She's a much more goth one. She's also purple. So I didn't want to do another purple pin right in a row because originally I was like, oh, maybe I do it in June. I'm like, oh my God, I've done 4 purple pins in a row. Okay.
And
But,
Erica
so, yeah.
subscribed for 12 months in a row. That's a whole year, Jen.
Oh, that is a whole year. That's not even a metric year. That's wonderful.
Thank you so much, Wild Elf Fairy.
Thank you.
But I used to say Wild Elf Fairy
Wild.
because I'm an idiot and I couldn't.
Well,
Wild Elf Fairy.
Often, that's the problem with screen names. Sometimes if you have multiple words kind of smushed together without
But
spaces.
I played D&D and I know what wild elves are.
Yes, you do.
So that's pretty bad of me. Shadow Dancer says, "Oh, Squee, that's one of a Mother's Day present."
Aw, yay!
I think that Shadow Dancer, somebody in Shadow Dancer's house, got the pin.
Pardon?
They won the pin.
Oh, really? Just now?
I think so.
Oh my
Trying
gosh!
to guess. I don't know. Messages
Well-
going by pretty quick.
Well, if so, congratulations. That's excellent. Huzzah.
Hubby won it.
Oh, nicely done. Congratulations, hubby. You give her a good home. Give her to
Black
your
Orchid
wife.
Fairy says,
Yeah.
"I finally got the Ellie canvas with Black Orchid Fairy painting. Yay!"
Oh, lovely. And we haven't sold out of her yet, so good. Yay. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick because I finished the line art on this and I've got a bunch of gray stuff on my fingers, and I'll be starting to work on the colors.
I need a subject to talk about. I'm really.
I know. Again, I apologize
right
if we are sleepy or snippy or anything, but we have just came off a flight from London to Florida, and it was a long flight, and we have been gone for a week and a half, and we're getting ready for MegaCon, and there you go.
Where do you sign up for what, Case Betson? For the pins?
Hey, why don't you post the Patreon link?
That
would be
some
fun to talk about.
I will do that.
Patreon.
I got the link right here.
Also, we have time. Oh, there's 3 grackles out now. Oh, there's 3 of them. They're eating the cat food.
There are some other links for you. But yeah, Patreon, and the pin tier starts at $25. Also, if that's not in your budget, look at the other tiers, see if they'll work for you. Just remember that if you get in the $25 tier, you get everything $25 and below. If you get in the $50 tier, you get secret info. Yeah, we have to send you a special agreement. So you get behind the scenes extra cool stuff. How much are the tiny treasures? They will be at MegaCon Elhertz for $295 American dollars. And you actually have to bring 295 single dollar bills, or we will not accept your payment. Alila, yes, the bounty and cashews were okay. The bounties are gone. We still have some cashews, and Jasmine's also going to use some of those for cooking. So thank you very much. But did anyone see the movie Can You Please Forgive Me? I didn't see any response from... Is that just a dumb movie that someone like me would watch? Yes, I will take pennies also. Also, if you're being a smart arse, do not actually bring in 295 $1 bills. We really wouldn't like that. Unless we need change, then we might love it. So, you can pay with credit card or cash. That's cool. But not pennies. No. I was once in a kind of a... Would 97.5... Yes, actually, that would be fine, that Nintendo guy. If between now and MegaCon, if you can find... And we're going to have to round it up to 98 $2 bills, we will accept that. Yay, K. Herman, you saw it. It was a good movie, wasn't it? Don't do it, Angel. I was just joking. Getting your father's... I don't know what to think about your father. That's not a fun thing to do. Did Jasmine start the 3 ninja painting for Dragon Con yet? The third... Let's call it the 3rd ninja painting, because 3 ninja paintings sounds like that horrible kids movie crap from the early 90s that we just can't get involved with. It'd be all sorts of horrible licensing issues, and I don't think that the company could afford to pay Jasmine licensing. Yes, I understand.
Ninja Dragon Link 3.
Yes.
No, I haven't started.
Not three ninjas high noon at Magic Mountain or whatever it is.
That in itself was a life. But, not yet, but I will this summer probably.
Yes. Yeah, kitten. Yeah, that. I remember being like a server and people doing weird stuff with $1 bills. I told people not to pay us in 295 $1 bills for.
Oh, what they do? I mean,
it's. I loved Rocky, Tum Tum, and Colt. Oh, great, Wild Elf Fairy. That's good. Yeah, I'm happy you like those movies.
Manny, are you talking
very
stuff on movies that other people don't like?
Yeah, 3 Ninjas. It's the worst thing ever. I
Manny,
like you,
to
Erica,
be fair, you were probably like a grown-up when those came out, and those were probably aimed at children.
I promise you, Jasmine, if I was a child, I would not like them. It's not
That's
Pippi
fine,
Longstockings.
But it's okay. I stayed at Pippi Longstocking's house.
I don't like... I like the new Adventures of Pippi Longstockings
actually.
Because I like to mock it.
I liked the books a lot.
I like the old Swedish ones because she was
Wait,
that
the
Pippi
movies or
Longstocking
the
had a
books?
crush on.
Are you talking about the books or the film?
The films, the Swedish ones that were dubbed.
Oh, the movies of
Yes,
Pippi
that
Longstockings.
Pippi Longstockings was the cutest little girl ever.
Yeah, the old ones from Sweden. Yeah, they're lovely, and the books are very good. They're translated into English. Even if you read them, they're still very good. She also wrote the Children of Noisy Village series and the Children of Troublemaker Street, and they are genuinely very funny.
Yeah, the one
they're translated in English too.
Oh,
you can read them.
Jasmine's recommended those, and also the Mary Poppins. They have a similar weird thing.
That's not the same author.
No.
That's P.L.
But
Travers.
I'm saying there's weird stuff.
Oh yeah, if you want a weird
that sounds very Roald Dolly.
They're weirder than that. If anybody's actually read all of the Mary Poppins books, the P.L. Travers ones, they are very strange stories. Yes.
Pippi Longstocking coming into your.
That's not the Swedish one. That's the American version.
Girl, you wanna know.
It's kind of like the difference between the girl with the dragon tattoo, if it's the Swedish one or the American one.
Hey,
she's basically
my
the same
little
character.
sister loved the tar out of that mid-'80s movie.
And what have we done, Matt? If you have been actually on Amelia
We've stayed
Island
at the bed and breakfast
Florida,
that was filmed at
Villa Kula on the new adventure
Amelia
of Pippi
Island.
Longstocking. Yes, it is a wonderful bed and
Scrubbing
breakfast.
day
It's huge.
is my
it's
favorite
gorgeous.
day. It's on scrubbing day. That's when everything
If you
gets
like
wet. Don't tell me I don't
kitties,
know
that's a
that
good place
film. I just
you're 10 years older than your sister. You probably again, it was not aimed at you, Matt. Okay.
It wasn't aimed at me.
You were not the target audience.
Pippi Longstockings that I knew when I was little was so cute, and then that one looked like Malachi from Children of the Corn.
Which one? The Swedish one?
The American one.
The American one.
But then she grew up and she's like
gorgeous.
a model.
Yeah, she looks like a supermodel. I mean, she's
they
beautiful.
wanted her to look goofy for the film. Pippi's supposed to look goofy.
Yeah, but we have stayed at Villa Kula in Amelia Island, Florida. It is actually for sale now, $750,000, but it is a working bed and breakfast, and they have world-renowned fame. Apparently, I didn't know how many people knew those. But yeah, I was actually toying with the idea of
scrubbing day when she's wearing
it.
brushes on her feet, you can tell the roller skates.
Yeah, I know, because I've worn roller skates and I've also worn brushes on my feet because of I'm a lot younger than him. I saw those movies.
She also sings along with the Pippi Longstocking song that's not supposed to be like.
Oh, so does Homer on The Simpsons or like Family Guy. I mean, they always like sing their theme song.
Sassy's bringing it back.
Going
with third painting of the ninja.
Yes. Anyways, yes. Get back on topic, sir.
We can call it Ninja Dragon Wings 3.
Ninja Dragon Wings 3.
Will you make it also a fan so we can have a complete set?
Yes, I definitely will, and I'm planning to have that for DragonCon this year. So. Even though DragonCon is, again, as I was talking about, they have combined the dealer's room with the art show, and that means that we will have to be moved over to the other building. So we'll be at the America's Mart. That is where we'll be handing out pins, and we are going to have the bamboo fans. And if we have bamboo fans, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I don't have them here, but I've got a picture of them. So this is the Ninja Dragon Wings 2 fan, and that is out now, and that will be at MegaCon. And there's Porcelina. She turned out so pretty. That's one of the prettiest fans I think I've done, and I love that one.
It really, really works with it. It makes sense.
That horizontal sort of swooping ocean thing works so good on that.
Hey, Kitten, you are correct. Feel free to go nuts with DragonCon now with pictures.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point. It would be the first time at DragonCon you can actually come take pictures of my artwork.
If you thought the lines were long before, Jasmine, imagine
just
if everyone takes a photo.
No, also, too, this year, I have to do scheduled times this year, too, don't I?
When I'm laughing, guys, I'm laughing at myself.
No, he's not laughing at you guys. He's laughing at himself, and then he's going to go into a coughing fit, and then he's going to walk over, and he'll come back. But at DragonCon this year, I don't know if everybody has to, but I have to do scheduled sign-in. Much like we do at MegaCon this year, how I'm there for a certain amount of time to autograph things, I'm supposed to be there for a certain amount of time to autograph things, and it's supposed to be separate from the time when we're handing out the freebies. Basically, they don't want people stampeding, sort of. It is again, the Atlanta Fire Marshal has a hard job, and he's probably got to put thought into it. So when we are there, I will be, I think it's much like MegaCon this year, but it's going to be at DragonCon. We'll be there for like 4 hours to autograph things, and if you want something signed, come during those times. Otherwise, we will have family, employees, etc. running the booth, and they will be selling stuff and handing out the free pins and everything like usual, but it'll be at the America's Mart location at the vendor's room at DragonCon.
So people in the room are saying it's Mothra's day, Jasmine.
Today, well, you know what? Mothra is a mother too, isn't she? I know you've heard my Mothra rants before. Oh, hi, Sunshine.
Oh.
Because those are her. Every time she respawns, are those not her babies?
Sure. Those nasty caterpillars. I mean, those beautiful caterpillars.
Well, she's one of the only kaiji that is actually female, and those are her little caterpillars. And when she does,
isn't Godzilla a girl? I assume they're all kaiju are girl.
I don't know. Godzuki isn't.
Name one kaiju that is a boy.
Gas.
Girl.
Don't confuse it when they go to the planet and they're all gas.
Girl.
Okay. Well, I don't think you're really giving me a fair debate.
Talking about special requests, I really hope that one day you'll be able to make Sherlock Holmes girl pen. I think it was a tiny.
Oh, Elementary! Yes, that was one of my little tiny ones, and that Sherlock Holmes as a character in general is public domain. I just can't rip off any current Sherlock other properties like from BBC, etc. So I couldn't, for example, paint something like Benedict Cumberbatch, but I could paint, the Baker Street address in the background and make a Sherlock Holmes, and I have done that with a little custom painting that Did we get that away at Twitch, love? Remember Elementary?
I don't know.
It was a 4x6 that I think we auctioned it off on eBay.
Maybe.
And it was very small. It was only a 4-inch painting.
Rukama says yes.
Yes. It was a 4-inch painting. So it wasn't very big. It was a little bit bigger than this one I'm working on right now. And it turned out really lovely. And I want to do a larger version of it. And we have had a request actually from my UK distributor in England, of course, I mean it's Sherlock, to maybe do a pin version of that. So maybe I will. Whenever I do a painting and it's like a realistic painting, let's say it's like one of these ones or here, this is a better idea. Something like this. If I need to make a pin out of this, I need to turn what this looks like into something like this or this to make all solid colors. I can't have shading and stuff. And a lot of what I do when I paint is do shading. So when I have to do a pin version of an existing painting, I have to do a whole nother painting basically. I've got to do a whole flat version of it. So when you see this one I'm working on, this is like 2 steps beyond. This is like beyond the rabbit hole here. I've gone through a real painting to a flat painting and then back again. So that kind of gets really complicated. But right. I would like to.
Each section has to be homogeneous.
Yeah, but
you can't shade those sections.
And for those who don't know what enamel is, it's kind of like a solid plastic, or it turns into like a solid piece of plastic that adheres to the metal, but we use little eyedropper things and pour it into a metal mold. So every time that the color changes, you have to have a black line or a silver line or a gold line or a piece of metal line around it. So something like this would translate into, here's the original painting. If you go back on my old Twitch sessions, like the past, 4 weeks or something like that, you can see me painting this one. But the pin looks like an animation cell or like a cartoon character version of it. Because if you can tell, it's got to have metal on the outside of every time it changes color. So if part of the wing is darker than the other part of the wing, you have to have a piece of metal cell that goes around it, because it's like stained glass. You have to literally drop in a different color. You can't make it shade from one to the other. So it's not going to look like that.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
There's some questions about your green lime mask girl.
Oh, yeah.
Explain why she's a Florida sort of girl. Is she from Florida?
Well, for those who don't, well, I can't really show out my window. If you looked about 9 feet that way, I've got a magnificent lime tree that has been through a lot, hasn't it, Maddie?
It fell over once.
It did. The whole tree fell over during a hurricane, and we had people come and dredge it up and stick it back in the ground and cut it down, and it's still alive. And it has. Have you looked at it lately, love? It's got limes all over it.
No way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How big are they? Can I pluck one and show people?
Yeah, if you want to grab one.
I'll be right back, guys. I'll go grab a lime.
They might be higher up because okay. Anyways. So for those who don't know, here is a good example. Here's the flat artwork I did. I scanned it in, did it on a piece of cardboard, put black outlines on it, and the people did whatever they do on the computer, turn it into a piece of metal. And there it is, a piece of metal. And then it's got the different colors, or she does, rather. I shouldn't say it. But Florida, especially at something like MegaCon, which is in the Orange County Convention Center, is very citrus-based. If you walk by anywhere in a tourist area in Florida, you're going to see free orange juice. Hey, buy oranges here. Buy lemons and limes. It's going to be citrus-based things. I thought, that's what I was saying. They're high up. But yeah, but they're there. You saw them. Yeah, I'm not a liar. They're not ripe yet. It's hard to tell. Lime, is she sitting on your chair? Really? You're gone for 2 seconds. Okay. But yes, limes are hard to tell apart from oranges and tangerines and lemons because they all start off green. You have to wait a while and see what sort of tree it is. And our tree that we have in our backyard is a lime tree, but sometimes it has one arm that sticks off of it and lemons are on it, which is just weird. I don't know why that happens. We bought it at Target. I think it wasn't a fruit salad tree. Some of you Florida people might know what a fruit salad tree is. It's when they've done what do you call it? When you when you graft part of one tree onto another. So like one arm of one like branch of the tree is orange, one of it is lime, one is
lime
lemon,
trees are neat that way.
Yeah. What's that?
Lime or citrus trees are cool that way.
Yeah, they're all kind of variations on the whole. So with this one specifically, I was going with limes.
Oh, that Nintendo guy knows about grafting.
Yep. But yeah, I think our tree that we got at Target, even though
he's an arboralist.
Oh, is he? Nice.
Basically.
Good work if you can get it. It's like basically being a druid.
You're a druid.
Yeah. But citrus trees are all pretty much the same, but they just, some of the fruits turn into oranges, some turn into limes, some turn into lemons, and she is a lime one. And since obviously MegaCon is at the
Jasmine.
Orange County Convention Center, I decided to do a lime one. Yep.
Good, that one could be a variation on a different citrus, couldn't it?
You know, if I was not more clever but more financially solvent, I would think about doing a orange one. Since it's, as I keep saying, in the Orange County Convention Center, I might have maybe made it orange mask, but I was trying to give a throwback idea for the pin collectors out there, or the people who collect my artwork and the paintings, to remember this character was based off of Alligator Girl, which is a very popular painting of mine and character and everything else. And that's kind of her with some limes instead of an alligator.
Don't forget grapefruit. Well, gosh.
Grapefruit.
Let's not forget kumquats. Let's not forget
Tangelos, man. I'm on Team Tangelo. Yeah.
Let's not forget. I mean,
there's a lot. Did you say kiwis? That is not.
I didn't say kiwis.
Okay.
I said cuties.
Cuties. Oh, you mean clementines?
Clementine.
Okay, I thought that's what you meant.
Clementine. I sound like Gypsy's mom.
Ew.
And tangerines.
Because you're from Missouri.
I know.
So she's from Louisiana.
She's from Louisiana. My daughter, Gypsy.
Oh, has anybody else seen that?
Has anyone else watched on Hulu the Gypsy Show?
The Act.
With Patricia
right?
Arquette. And
The Act is the name of it, right, baby?
Accent. What's that?
She's not from Illinois. She's from Slidell.
Ah, whatever.
Sorry. I could try to sound more southern when I said that, but I couldn't.
Louisiana accent.
The Act on was that Hulu or
The Act
Netflix
on Hulu.
or what was it? I forgot.
It's on Hulu.
Okay.
It's disturbing.
Well, I know the
it's not for
story
the
of
faint
it.
of heart, honestly. It's a disturbing tale. It's just.
I don't know if I'd
sad.
recommend it to anybody. I just already knew the story, and I knew some people involved with it because we're from
cashews
Missouri.
and coffee time. I like these people how they segue.
Yeah, like enough of that, Maddie. Cashews now.
Whenever we start to go into our dark reality, people don't like it. I've noticed.
I'm sorry.
People say back out of that.
Yes.
Let's talk about pins again. Let's talk about this again because that's what they want to know about.
Mask. Okay.
They want to know about pins. They want to know about our cats, and cashews, and coffee.
It's okay.
I'm actually drinking a Coca-Cola right now. It's got orange in it.
Again, we are off the right time that we probably should be. So. Okay.
How to make sure you guys are fed and hydrated. I think I've gained about 20 pounds in the last 3 months, so I think I'm good, Leela.
I think I lost a couple pounds, which is probably not good for me, but
so
everybody does their own thing when you're
apparently.
Just kind of, yeah.
Yeah, you guys will probably notice when you see me at MegaCon, I'm a bit bigger. Nothing I'm proud of, please don't.
I would not have noticed if you hadn't mentioned it, love.
Yeah, it's probably something I notice.
I think
yes,
boys are
it is orange vanilla Coke, born ready.
Oh, the orange
yes.
Coke. It's Coke Zero though.
I'll drink it doesn't
have sugar in it. I'd say I was not gonna mention you were drinking a Coke unless they want to give me some money.
Oh, I meant I was drinking a cola.
Chook. No. Gotcha.
Oh, Mimi's having one too.
Oh, there you go.
That's because Mimi's smart.
Yeah.
Mimi's smart.
I'm not sure what you're referencing there, but that's
Mimi Tran says she's having one, so I said she was smart.
Oh, clearly.
It is good. Yes, Born Ready. It is my official favorite cola.
To be fair, whenever I've drinking a cola, I've always put like my own flavors in it, don't I, Maddie?
Yes, Jasmine adds weird flavors to her colas all the time.
I do.
You did not miss a raffle as they are done hourly, Case Spitzen, so
yep.
got
Unless they missed
exactly.
the last one. I don't know what background to put on this one, because if I'm really basing it off of the pin design, they don't usually have a background.
Well, L Hertz, you'll be happy to know that Diet Coke, there is orange vanilla Coke Zero, which is, it's not Diet Coke, but it's Coke Zero.
Coke, it doesn't have sugar in it, but...
I don't know what's in it.
I don't know what color to put. What color should I put in the background? Do people have an opinion?
What color should Jasmine put in the background?
Again, it's going to be based off my pin design, which, again, here's the scanned-in version of the line art.
The Mexican Coca-Cola, if you're just having just normal Coke, is good, because it doesn't have the corn syrup, it has sugar. Cane sugar, I think.
It depends what country you're in.
They use Splenda in Coke Zero?
Yeah. Oh, wait, do they? I don't know,
really?
dude. I don't drink those. I don't know. I mostly drink tea.
Too bad they don't use stevia.
Or wine.
Stevia's good.
Well, they did. Doesn't Coca-Cola,
Light?
the green one?
I don't know.
Coca-Cola. I don't know. Again, we live between continents, and when you go to England, everything is called something else.
The last raffle.
I don't know.
Was the
first raffle was this one.
Yes.
And that would have been about 4 o'clock Eastern time, correct?
Yes, and Goon Noob won it.
Goon Noob won? Okay.
What about Flames? That's coming from Leela, so we know that
Flame.
Yeah, I don't know about Flames.
That sounds very fire startery. Okay.
Coke Life has stevia.
Okay, Coca-Cola Life. That's the green one. That's what I mean by the green one, love. That's the first time we saw that was in England, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or no, it wasn't. It was in France. It was in Paris. It was at the Louvre. Remember? That was the first time my dad and Robin were there.
Or
my stepmom Robin.
Huh? Use MegaCon colors red, white, and yellow with flames. The red, white, and yellow. Oh gosh. Is that why it always looks like we have mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup on our...
I did make that joke about 40 minutes ago, but maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
that is those are their colors of their logo, though.
Yeah, we try to cover those up.
Yeah, that's why they do it. So yeah, I can yeah. Why not? If I make the back kind of flame
like she's on fire. Yeah,
I'm gonna watch me, man.
We're gonna start her on fire. Okay.
No, we're going to make it look like a nice gradient of yellow to red in the background. And we'll give, again, I have to keep the main character, or I don't have to, but I'm trying to.
What is it, Jasmine?
Dracarys.
Dracarys. No.
Dracarys.
No, and okay, by the way, no Game
We
of
haven't seen
Thrones.
last week's.
We're missing one episode of Game of Thrones. So
seen
don't
episode 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
We haven't seen the last one.
Okay.
So, whatever.
Unless it's something that happens in the books, I don't know about it. Gosh darn it. Yellow's out too. Do our cats like drink our paint while we're gone?
Yeah.
I suspected as much.
I thought of smoke due to the face mask. That's Fallout stuff. I don't know if it'd be.
No, to be
it
fair,
could have
it's
smoke.
anything biohazard. Oh, got one.
That's true. It could
It's
be
anything biohazard. It could be
cat poop.
insulin or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could be just a bloody napkin.
Got enough of those, thank you, Gamera. I really do. I have like 9 of them. I don't want to show people.
Don't show people your bloody napkins on it.
Okay. They're from Gamera. It's from my cat.
That was quite a display.
It was a bloody show.
Yes, and one thing about Jasmine does not know how to stop. If she got bit by Gamera, and
on the face, on my lip. And
Jasmine doesn't understand that you need to keep pressure on something.
I did keep pressure. I bit that
you kept
stupid
running downstairs and smiling at me, and there's blood everywhere. It was awful.
I was biting that oil of Olay face wipe thing for like 2 gosh darn hours.
Tigger says no Game of Thrones spoilers, please. I'm in season 1.
Yeah. Oh yes. Okay.
Okay.
Jamie and Cersei are siblings. No, sorry. Okay.
Well, we know that much.
I'm joking.
Let's see. What can we talk about? Nothing. Okay.
Tyrion
is
drinks
their
a lot.
brother.
He drinks a lot of wine.
He knows the things he drinks, something like that.
He drinks.
Definitely need a gas mask to clean the cat boxes.
Yeah. It does depend on the cat's Gamera, but not to keep picking on Gamera, but
Isn't
really.
Ned great? Says that Nintendo.
Ned basically saves the day in the 6th season. No, sorry.
Shut
Sorry.
up, Jasmine. Yes, it's only Lord of the Rings actors that fill up the whole series.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Cool.
All the girls make it out okay.
No one ever dies.
Nobody dies. Dragons are a myth.
There's no such thing as dragons. All the horses are safe.
Oh. Yeah, I dare anybody to watch all those series and think about the horses the whole time as being the main characters. That is not.
Littlefinger just isn't a name.
That's a good point, actually. But
So.
also, when we were in Tintagel, you were reading us the Game of Thrones Zodiac characters, right?
Yes, I was Tyrion.
And I was Littlefinger.
Littlefinger, Lord Baelish.
Baelish, yeah.
Because
Peter Baelish.
Because he's back and forth.
He's awful.
He's awful. Sagittarius.
I mean, he's
think
great,
they're smarter
but
than
he's
everyone else. They won't quit talking, and they drink.
That's how you can tell the smart people. They won't shut up, right?
Tyrion's pretty smart.
Tyrion's pretty smart. I like Tyrion. He's one of my favorite characters. But I'm taking some magenta, by the way, because I'm painting, and I'm
Kazumaka's got 220,000 stitches so far. That's on her Game of Thrones. Remember I showed you that?
Yes. When I heard stitches, I thought you meant like on her own person, like she was wounded.
Jasmine and I like that a lot. Thank you so much for sharing that.
I always like seeing those whenever anybody's doing cross stitches and stuff. I like seeing your progress on it. It makes me feel like I'm
amazing
on your team.
And the patience is ridiculous.
It takes longer to do those than it does the paintings, which is amazing.
If someone threatened me with a sword or a cross stitch, I'd choose the sword.
I don't know. Depends. You mean like you had to do the cross stitch, or you had to learn the sword, or you're gonna die by one or the other?
I would either have to do a cross stitch or die by the sword wielded in front of me.
Oh.
I would choose the sword.
Wow. It is some work. A lot of arts and crafts sort of things are, though.
The IKEA rugs are used in Game of Thrones for the Night Watch costumes.
Really?
Huh.
That's funny. The European IKEA ones or the American ones?
Who knows?
They're probably the British ones, actually.
I'm working on a cross-stitch of Kieran and Bakinoko.
Oh, nice.
I'm
That'd
about
be
to
a
start
lovely
Ninja Dragon
one.
ones. Yay, born ready.
That's awesome.
You rock. And I don't know why you do it. I'm happy that makes people so. I mean, I guess some people don't want to read a book either. It's just the cross stitches. I love looking at them. You know what? I like looking.
They are
at
very
tapestries.
time intensive.
Like
it is like working on tapestry,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
But I would never do that.
What would
tapestries
you do, Maddie?
Are hard.
Is everything hard, Maddie? I mean, just
tapestries are.
Okay, yeah. Paintings are too. Everything's difficult.
When Jasmine gets invited to do a show, how does she decide on what she would like to paint? Those are two different things.
Yeah. Depends on the if I can.
What does she want to paint for that show?
It depends whether or not how I'm deciding whether or not I want to do that show. It's not whether I want to do the show. It's a lot of them are ones that I kind of have to do because I don't own my whole company and other people kind of own it. So I have to go to different places sometimes, or I have to be by ones that have employees that can work the show for me and I can show up and sign stuff, because most shows I've worked at have told me that nothing against the fans that show up, but there is a lot of crowd control involved with it. So sometimes that determines what shows I can do. But as far as like what paintings I want to do, I usually think about the theme of the show, and also if it's something like a pin, I think about what pins did I do last? What pins are people asking me to do? Those are ones that I can kind of have control over. If it's something like we just did the Tintagel show in the UK, which we can do those ones very easily because I have a UK distributor. I have somebody who runs the shows who knows me and knows my artwork, and also we have a house in England that we can go to so I can work on paintings and things in the meantime. Those are three very hard things to find when people say, hey, how come you don't do a show in advance? So but something like, I was going to talk, but something like, we're in Tintagel, this is specifically La Belle Dame's Merci, which is an Arthurian theme painting, which is why we did a pin with an Anglo-Saxon helmet, because it is where the birthplace of King Arthur is. So that's why I did the paintings for that. That was King Arthur themed.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So I put a lot of thought into it, and yeah. But it has to be somewhere that we have staff already that can show up and make all the stuff and drive jeeps overnight and bring vans and stuff for the artwork, because otherwise how would it get there? But yes. What were you going to ask?
Oh,
you're interrupting me a few minutes ago. What was that?
You answered it already.
What was the question?
They specified yes on what she chooses for, like Kansas City, Planet, Mega.
Kansas City, I just lived. I mean, I grew up there. I don't know. It's whatever I have laying around. Yeah, no.
What are Kansas? Have you ever done a Kansas City themed painting?
I hope never to do so. No. Wow. No. I left there for a reason. No, Kansas City is actually pretty nice. I just didn't know the nice parts of it when I lived there.
Do you know the nice parts now, Jasmine?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Now, it might look like I'm putting orange on top of this because it is called Vat Orange, as some of you folks know. That is my favorite thing to mix with quinacridone magenta to make things look like it's almost like a glowing red sort of color. So I'm going to put some red on top of that, because I am, at this point, not really thinking about anything except the pin design. Here's the finished pin. Under this light is kind of a yellow light, so it looks kind of orange, but it's more of like a solid red color, and that was my original artwork for it. And to me, this looks the same, but when I put it under the light, this one looks more orange, but it's very close. It's like when you take a picture of something and you can't tell if it's white and pink or if it's blue and green, or if it turns into a silly meme on the internet or something. Used to be that one that was like that blue and yellow dress, and now it's like that pair of pink and green sneakers that people keep tagging me in. I don't know if you get those, love.
What is it again?
I don't even know if I could say it again.
Okay, that's fine.
Don't worry about it.
I get tagged in weird stuff all the time.
There you go.
That's looking great.
Thanks. So far, so good. I'm just putting red on top of everything. Now, the difference between something like this painting here and the actual flat line art is her whole face there in a pen has to be all one solid color. So if you look at her face, it's all one weird kind of shaped like a figure 8, the little bit you can see above there. That all has to be one color. You can't make that part darker than that part or that part brighter than this part, anything like that. But on the painting I can do, so I put a bit of a shadow underneath her eyebrows and a shadow over here because this is a painting. I've already done the line art for the pen. The pen's already made. It's all packed up in little bits of plastic, wrapped in plastic. But I'm going to put a little bit of red on top of the bits of the magenta that I have here. Cool. It already kind of looks like it glows. I don't know how good it shows up on the TV or in the telephone or whatever. Whatever you kids do now, you know. It's
I'm watching mine through the radio.
Are you?
Yeah. Hey. Crystal Radio.
Hey, telegraph.
That's the best way to watch Jasmine up on Twitch is Crystal Radio.
That sounds, you know, I think you sold me on that, and I don't think that's even a thing now. I know crystal radios, but
me too. Crystals are funky like that.
Crystals are funky like that. That's part of the magic of crystals, though.
You know, I think that's magic. Go ahead.
How watches have run for a long time, like quartz watches.
Right, because they vibrate.
Because crystals vibrate, and that's not just like new agey people saying, "Look, the crystals have vibrations." It's really they do because of the cell structure in them.
Well, also, magnets power thing, and people think magnets have medicinal properties, too.
Well, people are filled with iron, so I could see that being an argument. There we go. When I do tiny treasures, these are they exactly 3 inches, love, or are they 3.5 inches? I forget what they are.
3
inches. They're 3 inches by 3 inches, and they're on a piece of wood. I put a bunch of masking tape. I just buy the silly 3M masking tape and I put it on the back and just kind of when I'm working on it. But when the painting is finished, we put a little sawtooth hanger at the top. That way, if people have a nail on the wall, you can just hang up the painting. And I repaint the sides of them black so you don't have to put it in like in a picture frame or anything. So I'm gonna make the background look like fires. The most recent suggestion I've heard.
Allegories in art.
Hold on. Was that the book? Look at that. I'm looking at this book because it is the right width for me to work on the painting. If you are working on a piece of wood that is 1 inch thick, you want something that is about, if you're working at a 45-degree angle, you want something that is about the same width to put your wrist on. Because otherwise you're going to get arthritis when you're 37, like me. Like I did. I'm not 37 anymore. I'm almost 40.
You're only as old as you feel.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm 84.
I was gonna say, I feel like I'm about 92, so I don't know. This thing is only as old as you look. I don't like that one.
You can be old in body, but young in mind.
I have never been young in mind.
You can be old in mind, but young in body.
I prefer that one. Not really, though.
Have a sage like mine, but a body of a 20-year-old.
Wouldn't one prefer that over the alternative?
What, be it as dumb as a 7-year-old with a body of a 92-year-old? No, being built like an
80-year-old with the mind of a 19-year-old? Yeah, that sounds lovely. Yeah. It's a great theme for a movie there. Okay.
I think that sounds great.
Okay, just that well.
It's like an astronaut.
It's nothing to do with astronauts, love, but thank you.
Who escaped his cryo chamber because he wanted to be as old as the girl he left behind.
They should make a Twilight Zone of that one.
Wisdom before youth, says Tammy.
Yeah.
And she's opening the door for me.
There you go.
Thank you.
I'm going to start at the bottom of the painting, though. If I want to make it kind of flamesy, I'm going to start it with a cooler blue, which might sound odd. Because a lot of the times that you think about flame in paintings, if it's a more recent painting, it's going to not look like a wood flame. It's going to look more like a flame you'd see on something like a propane tank or a chemical sort of fire, because that is honestly, like, we've all seen a butane fire on a cigarette lighter type thing, but we see probably that sort of thing more than we do on a wood fire. So I'm going to start with a blue tone, which is, I'm using a magenta, and I'm doing the background first because if you try to do the whole painting before you do the background, it's harder to work around the painting than it is to paint the painting on top of the background.
Really?
You can be kind of sloppy with the background and go, look, I'll put it all over here, I don't care. Ooh, make it all purple, who cares? Because I'm going to paint on top of it in a second because I'm using acrylic paints and they are opaque.
Yeah, do it right in her face.
Yeah.
No,
I won't, but yeah. I won't because on these I've always used kind of a, with the enamel I use on the pins for these, on both of these. Where's the other one? Oh, there's the purple one. Okay. The skin tone on these are both the same. I've kind of used I think it's the Cool Gray number 002, a Pantone enamel that I use for any of the biohazards, just to keep them consistent, so that if somebody had one of the very first biohazards, which was the very, very, very first pin I ever designed for Strangeling pins, was biohazard.
Yes.
I used the same type of black enamel and the same type of skin tone enamel on both of them, and the same white on her eyes. So like the reflections in her eyes are the same. So the only thing that has changed, really, other than having to repaint the whole gosh darn thing, I have changed the colors, like the purple there or the red there. When I do the actual painting, I'm not really putting a lot of, flesh tones on there. I'm kind of keeping it mid-gray. Just if you're at somewhere like Chernobyl or wherever this is happening, you're not going to probably bring your blush on with you. That's what they call it, right, Manny?
Yes, blush on.
Yeah, blush on. Gosh, there's noisy birdies outside.
They're quite the little talkers, aren't they?
They're quite the little talkers.
Inside jokes just keep a-coming.
Oh, that's an inside joke. That's
People
Futurama.
probably won't get it.
It's okay. They could have missed out on Futurama. They'd be okay. Not really, but they'd still be able to get around. At least I've seen that. Let's see, so I'm putting some more magenta. I'm doing about 2 or 3 layers very quickly on here. Using the same color at the bottom. Now I'm gonna kind of bust out that yellow that I showed you earlier that I opened. It's a cadmium yellow medium. And I'm gonna mix some of that with some of the same sort of red that I was using, which is not really red, but it's called Bat Orange. I'm gonna slap that on top of it. Don't want to put it too close to where the bright bits of her gas mask are, otherwise it would look like I was running into it. What's up?
Can you mention Kieran's YouTube?
Yes, if you would like to see my broadcasts or videos and pictures of me without hearing me talk and blather on indefinitely as I often do, definitely check out Kieran's World on YouTube. He came and saw us at Tintagel. Hi guys! And you can see the highlights, basically. He kind of parses them into shorter segments and puts them up on YouTube. So if you are a fan, it is worth looking at, and it will probably save you time and not hear me yelling at the raccoons as much. Unless that's what he focuses on this episode. Who knows? Maybe it's all me yelling at raccoons and I don't even know what's out there. I'm mixing this with yellow. It's turning into kind of a macaroni and cheese color, but it's gonna look fiery, I promise. I'm trying to blend it with the lower colors here. I'm kind of going from cool at the bottom to warm at the top. There we go. I'll get some pure white in a second and slap that on there. It's totally looking macaroni and cheesy. Also, too, if you aren't able to come out to MegaCon to get one of these tiny treasures, I do ACEOs of every tiny treasure. I am probably running about a year or so behind on them, but I usually do a ACEO print, which is a tiny canvas print. I only make one of that. I do little hand embellishments and paint little flowers and stuff on them and hair and more sparkles or something. And I auction those up on eBay. And I put those up. I do one of those for every painting I do, unless it's something like for Disney and I'm not allowed to. I do them for almost every other painting I do. So something like this I'll probably make into a rectangle, like crop it down and make a canvas print. And if you look at some of my previous broadcasts here at Twitch, either here at Twitch or on my YouTube channel, I'm just Jasmine Beckett up there because they don't let me have a long name. So I'm just Jasmine Beckett. You can see me working on ACEO cards, and I'll do one of those for every one of the paintings I'm doing up here. It just might take me a while.
That's cool.
Yeah. And those are extremely popular. I always start them off at a penny, and sometimes they not that it's sad, but sometimes they go for more than the actual paintings did, which is kind of weird to me, but I don't question.
Maybe you should.
I don't question it. Yeah. Well, the whole point of me doing these for cheap, or not that it's cheap, but for more affordable than I'd usually charge like $1,000 and something for something like this. But the reason I do the cheaper ones is so it pays for the expenses for people who come out to see them in person. Now I'm putting some white in there, and I'm still using this number 0 brush, and I'm using it very loosely. Usually I paint very tightly, but in the background when I'm doing something that involves multiple colors that are changing like from cool to warm or vice versa, I do paint a bit looser. And when I'm trying to emulate something like flames, I intentionally paint very loosely. I'll move my hand 5 inches when I'm painting instead of doing it 0.02 centimeters or whatever I usually do. And that will look more like fires.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Kieran says he put up some Tintagel videos.
Oh, excellent. I haven't really gotten a chance to look at anything since we've got back, because we just got back not that long ago. But I will definitely keep an eye out. I'm going to put some yellow a bit further down and then layer some red on top. I apologize if this is noisy, but I've got my hairdryer here. I just put some of that bright cadmium yellow on top of that. I don't know how good it shows up on the screen, but from here it looks
subscribe
really
with
good.
Twitch Prime? I did Patreon. Is there a difference? Yes.
Oh yeah, they have nothing to do with each other. Yeah.
And this is just a channel that we show videos and things on.
Yeah.
Patreon is supporting Jasmine directly.
Yeah.
But you can join up here too.
Twitch is just a place that anybody can. It's kind of like YouTube. You can just put videos up here. So you can join up here. But if you're looking for Jasmine specific stuff, I'd say join at Patreon. If you can post that, Maddie. If you're looking and you just want to watch videos of everybody,
Patreon,
okay. Oh, excellent. Okay.
But I'll post it again.
Yeah,
certainly.
Yeah. If you guys don't know about it yet, definitely go up there. I mean, I post like vacation photos and things that I'm not able to post publicly on
4 minutes to raffle.
Facebook and Instagram and all those places. I like the Patreon.
4 minutes to raffle, and it'll be Biohazard in red.
Oh, the one I'm working on. Huzzah! I'm gonna take some of this bright orange and go around the outside of her head also. Because if you have ever seen somebody stand in front of a sunset or a sunrise or a fire or a bright light, no matter what color their hair is, the outside hairs will always look red because they're being lit up by a fire. So usually if I'm making something in front of something that is really bright or really light, or sunset, sunrise, fire, etc., I will put a bit of red around the outside of their head, and that will make it look like it's a little bit of a halo. But this will be for Biohazard in Red is the next giveaway, and this person, whoever wins this, will be the very first person to get this, isn't it? Because it's a MegaCon one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe it's better up there. Probably not. I don't know. There's so many lights here. I don't know what's going on. Okay.
Well, thank you for joining Patreon.
Yes, thank you very much. That helps me out more than almost anything you could possibly do. If you're ever like, hey, how can I help out Jasmine? Go throw $1 at Patreon. That'll help me pay my silly airfare tickets to all the places I have to go. But here's the pin, how she turned out. I can't quite see the screen, but it looks, yeah, she looks more yellow on there, but she's quite vibrant red. And that's what I'm working on here. In some ways, it might be better to look at the line art here than it is to look at the pin, which sounds weird, but because of the lighting, since it is three-dimensional and it's an enamel, this is probably a better idea of how she looks. Or if you look at my website, strangeling.com, and you look at the enamel pin section up there, I did a scan where I took the pin and actually put it on my scanner and color corrected it so you could have the best idea of what the colors look like. And she just turned out lovely. I'm so glad I did a red one. For a while, I was like, oh, I guess it's purple because we voted and everybody wanted purple. But the purple turned out gorgeous. So she'll be the pin of the month next month. Or right this month for May. And the red one will be the MegaCon pin, which is cool. So we did both. And I might eventually, I know a lot of people ask for orange, some people ask for green, some people wanted glitter, or glow in the dark, silver, I mean all sorts of things that we had requests for. But we'll probably do a few more of them now that I have a mold that I can actually use for it. Because she requires a mold on the front and the back because she's kind of oddly shaped. But I will probably do a few different colors of her.
Sunshine, get off there, you bad kid.
Where is she?
Alex.
Get off there.
Oh.
Alex, really.
You're a bad kid. Why do you have to be so bad?
Sunshine is like our goodest
good
kitty,
cats.
Maddie. Or our best kitty. Yeah.
I know, no, Rio.
Kinda.
Kitties are mad you were gone.
But I just,
Thanks for the guilt, April.
What was it?
We like that.
I didn't hear what they said.
Kitties are mad you were gone.
Probably. They would probably, to be fair, knowing our awful cats here, they'd probably be more mad if we made them go through international customs and had to bring somebody else to fly the third one separately and to sit with them as a courier on the third flight back. But yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, they're probably mad at us.
Probably.
Yeah, whatever. Sunshine is like, it's cool when you're not here. Sunshine, you shouldn't say that. Yes, come hop on my chair, Sunshine.
Alright, Khaleesi B. Seven Kingdoms. I wonder what they're referring
Do they
to.
like Game of Thrones?
Probably.
Yay! And they got the Biohazard in red.
Yep.
Huzzah! You were the first person to get this one. Congratulations.
They must like Game of Thrones.
Yes. Either that or they're very in tune with the contemporary climate of fantasy. Okay. Sunshine. Come on, Diane. Come on, Sunshine. Baby. Okay. Oh, thanks for putting your foot in my paints, my love. Okay. You wanna F up my chair now? Thank you,
There we go.
Sunshine. Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
So that is the Biohazard in red, and the next one is
Seashell Mermaid.
Seashell Mermaid. Here we go. Doo-doo-doo. And she's one I have not really done a painting for. She's one I designed, I painted. I don't have the panel for her because she's actually in London. I forget. I have multiple studios, but she is going to be the pin for the, is it the second or the third day of MegaCon?
I believe it's the second day.
The second day of MegaCon. So on
I believe.
Saturday? Okay. I don't know how good the Sunshine, what are you doing, baby? Ugh. Hi, honey. Look. Seashell Mermaid. Okay. Right there. I did her in the same palette that I did the Seashell Collector. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
Yeah,
It's one I did in
17th she'll be released on Friday.
Oh, okay. Lovely. But she has multiple seashells. She's another kind of Florida themed one, so.
Night, Jeanette.
Oh, good night. I'll see you next time. It'll be 2 weeks from today because we can't do it next week because I have to be at MegaCon. Of course, we might see some of you there, so. So she's got little seashells and she is quite lovely. She's more tan, got kind of little sun streaks in her hair. I like her a lot.
I like her
she's
skin tone a lot.
yeah, I think she's probably my
wish I
favorite
had
of the
that
three. I wish I did. Yeah. Probably get less melanomas on me. Yeah. But she's very cute and I like her. And she has seashells. And some of you guys know me, you know I collect seashells, so kind of the reason behind her. So I'm going to get some darker colors in her hair so that she can kind of look like the thin version of the Biohazard in red. I don't typically use black in my paintings unless I am painting the sides. For example, the sides of these, I do a couple layers of black before and after finishing them on the tiny treasures. But on the hair, I usually mix a few colors like purple, Dioxazine purple, Van Dyke brown, Payne's gray. I kind of mix them together in this big mark here. And I'm going to use that to do her hair. I'm not going to make it quite as dark as what I'm going to do with her gas mask. So it looks like if I make her gas mask more darkly saturated, it will look like it's a little bit in front of her hair, and I don't want it to blend into it. So this isn't quite as dark as the rest of the dark bits of the painting because I want it to blend into the background and not to blend into the gas mask.
I like this one so far.
Yeah, I'm liking her too. She's a good one to have at
We're at 115 viewers.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Thank you, everybody. Happy Mother's Day to the
122
moms
viewers,
out
I'm
there.
sorry.
Wow.
It just jumped up for some reason.
Hey, somebody raid us or something?
Nope.
Alright. Mother's Day ended, or?
Mother's Day's over. All the mothers came back.
Oh. Not a mom, but I have a bunch of cats. I'm sure that's probably a bumper sticker somewhere.
Kimmy says, hey from Mallorca.
Oh, nice. Good to see you. Well, they're probably on our UK time zone, aren't they?
I would imagine.
Yeah. Unless they're an hour off.
Didn't know.
It's almost a word. We've certainly been in Paris, and it was an hour and off than England, remember?
Yeah. Oh, Black Orchid says they're a dog mom.
Ah, there you go. Probably harder than being a cat mom.
Ah.
Gotta go outside and stuff.
I'm not a mom at all.
No, I guess I am because I have cats.
Mallorca is an hour ahead.
Hola. Oh, okay.
Yay!
Hey.
Hola.
Hola. Aw.
Hola.
I might put a few variations on her hair. Since this is supposed to be more of a portrait piece than an actual pin design, it's going to look more realistic, and her hair is not going to look like a weird helmet like in the pin. It's going to look more like somebody's hair. Probably kind of like mine, but
yay!
I'm a cheap model.
I'm a cheap model too.
Alright. I should
A
stop
cheap Model
painting.
T.
I should stop painting me and paint you more often, Maddie.
Nobody wants to buy them.
Like, sorry, the next 9 pins are gonna all be of Matt.
That'll be of me. Watch that pin group. What's going on here?
Hey.
The next 9 pins all me? Yeah, I'm sure it would drop significantly.
I don't know. Unless it turned into a thing. I don't know.
That's not a thing I wanted to turn into.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. I didn't get a choice. Alright. So I'm going over her hair. I'm kind of giving her a little outline of where her the side of her cheekbones is, and also where it turns into possibly where her ears are, because these are in the actual mold. If you look very closely, you can see there's a little bit of a line where her cheekbone turns into the side of her ear. And I want to make sure that she resembles that, because part of the reason I'm doing this one for the MegaCon show this coming weekend is because we're giving away the pins that have that character on them that I already painted.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Born Ready says, I'm curious about the Mermaid of Innsmouth painting.
Oh,
Will
yes.
there be limited editions and prints, canvases, cuties available? My husband is a big Lovecraft fan, and he loves the colors in the painting.
Oh, do you have I have a printout of how she turned out. I think that, I don't know if I've showed her here yet. Because I was working on painting her. And I have a color correct print of her. Okay. And she will be part of the next weekend Corey Halford show, correct?
I think so.
Okay. So next weekend, the original painting, if nobody has snagged her yet, I apologize in advance if somebody has. Innsmouth Mermaid. I'll show you how she turned out. This is a printout. This is not the actual painting, but some of you guys might remember me painting the buildings and all that. I'll show you up here. You Patreon people have already seen her finished because you guys are Patreon people and you paid your $1 so you can see things finished ahead of time. But we will have prints in Masterpiece Edition canvases, which are the big ones that are like 2 feet wide. They're about this big, and I hand embellish little details. We're doing 5 of those. They're not all sold out yet, are they, Matt?
Which one?
Get the Innsmouth Mermaid Masterpiece Editions?
I don't think they are.
Okay. Because we do let people who are on Patreon reserve those before everybody else. But they will be up at strangeling.com probably sometime after next weekend. So late May, the 4th part of May, roughly, we'll have them there. And we will have open edition canvases of her, and we will also have an assortment of canvases available at the Pop Gallery at Disney Springs for her too, if you want bigger ones, etc.
Okay, they are. We
Are they sold
all I
out?
have to say is they're not sold out, but if you want her, send us an email.
Is that your way of saying there's one left?
Well, I'm not saying that the ones
You're not
auction
saying
off.
there's not one. Oh. Okay.
I mean, there's some.
Are they almost sold out?
Yes.
Okay. So they're almost sold out. So if you would like one of the bigger
These are people that
ones,
reserve them. We always just email them when we release them.
Usually when I'm working on something and when I finish it, I put a preview of it up on Patreon and I let people up there say, "Hey, Jasmine, I reserved that." So.
And that should be. You could get your Patreon discount. I believe that would be another.
You'd save like $60 if you're
Yep.
a Patreon member.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I
Patreon
promise you, I do not work for
$10
Patreon. I just like them. Yes.
No, you do work at Patreon, silly. You don't work for Patreon.
I said I do neither. So I don't know what you're saying.
Well,
you're saying I work at Patreon but not for Patreon? Or do I not? I don't do either, love.
Well, you don't work for the company, but you use it as a...
Well, you said it backwards then.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
You said we've recorded this so we can look at it.
I said you work at Patreon, you don't work for Patreon. I don't know.
I don't work for them or at them. It's as much as I work for Instagram or Facebook. If that's really what you're going for, Matt. That's depressing. Okay.
Okay.
But thank you for trying to correct me. Anytime.
Jasmine,
I'm going to the bathroom. If you'd like to talk about things, go for it.
Do you always keep the first and last Ellie painting for auction on eBay?
Unless they all sell to Patreon.
Unless they all sell to Patreon members. So, is anybody watching Game of Thrones tonight? And again, happy Mother's Day to everybody. Let's see who won the last raffle. Was Khaleesi B 7 Kingdoms? I forget what it was. Jasmine's in the restroom and she should be back shortly. In the meantime, we can watch a slideshow and see the painting she's working on. She's working on Tiny Treasures for MegaCon. And I know some of you are coming to MegaCon. So that's exciting. And we'll have different pins up there. Oh yeah, I guess in the UK you watch them a night later. I don't know how it works. Yeah, I think it's turning out great too. 2 a.m. on Monday morning? That's crazy. You guys shouldn't do that. I'd waited another day, too. I haven't even seen the last episode. I mean, it's not like they're going to go anywhere, right? But I guess you have to watch out for spoilers and things like that. The pain in the rear. Yeah, we did have fun, and very lovely around there. Have you ever been? We couldn't. The castle wasn't open, but we got to go on a seaside walk, which was fun. And it's very, very beautiful land around there. We got to see a slow worm, which was interesting. Basically, it looks like a little snake, but it's actually a lizard that doesn't have any legs. We have them in the States, something very similar called a glass lizard, or a legless lizard. But it was, yeah, we saw him, and it was super cold, so he was moving really slow, but very cute little guy. We moved him off the path and put him in the rock so no one would step on him. And he tried to, I think he tried to bite Jasmine. Or he did bite Jasmine, but they have such tiny little teeth that I don't think it really did much. Well, that's cool, Shaylee. Hey, Jasmine. Thought Jasmine was down here, I guess not. I once rescued a slowworm when I was a girl, kept it in a tank and caught slugs and insects to feed him. They eat slugs. That's funny. I didn't know they ate slugs. I know they ate little bugs. Puppy dog's tails. Just curious, do you ever go to Gen Con? No, we don't go to Gen Con. I remember before we even went to a convention years and years ago, my friend in Kansas City told me about conventions, and back then, I mean, this was late 90s, I only really knew about some very basic, they weren't even, I don't even know if they're called Comic-Cons back then, but he told me about Gen Con and how everyone would go there and play games. I just thought of like Star Trek conventions and things like that, sci-fi conventions. I didn't know what to call them. But now everyone calls them Comic-Cons, and Gen Con has been there forever, and I know that that's game specific, but we haven't been to Gen Con. But I hear it's really cool.
It's the first convention there.
I know that I think Larry Elmore might have been at that first one. I can't remember.
Yeah, he was the art director for TSR then, which later turned into Wizards of the Coast. It's it's the first convention to have. Actually, I can grab that. Sorry,
yeah, you should grab that book. That book is amazing.
Great book. I'll tell people about it.
Yeah, I love that book. If you guys, anybody here is into Dungeons and Dragons and like the history of Dungeons and Dragons, this is really this book that Jasmine's going to bring down is really cool. She and I got to flip through it. Or gosh, we must have flipped through it for about 40 minutes before we headed off to England. Can you please tell me who won the 5 p.m. raffle? Yeah, it's still, I promise you, Hedgeline, it hasn't changed. It's still Khaleesi B, 7 Kingdoms. They won the 5 o'clock raffle. Didn't change. How do you decide what cons you're going to? Oh, right now, it's the ones a lot of the ones we've already been to, and we're hesitant to add anything more because we usually, we're constantly busy anyway. Sometimes it's almost more work to, it's a lot more work just to add a con on because we're not home able to get other work done. So it's very difficult to add a convention. Jasmine loses paint time that way.
Otherwise, I don't. Okay, this is a really cool book. I'm very happy we bought it. It's called Dungeons and Dragons Art and Arcana. Actually, Larry Elmer did the cover of it, didn't he? Some of you might remember that red dragon one from one of the earlier D&D modules, for those of you who play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know what's the best way to show this because I don't have a close camera. It's zoomed in.
Oh, I didn't know how much you wanted to show.
It's a cool book.
But it's a very cool book. I recommend it if you guys like Dungeons and Dragons. I know that Shaylee
very
likes it.
early artwork in it, and
that ad is fantastic. I remember the ad with the cool kid.
Oh yeah, that's in here. Isn't it?
I love all the artwork. I don't care how.
Oh, it has a bunch of the covers of the old Dragon magazines too. Those are lovely. Let's see if I can zoom this out of it because this is silly. Is that better? I don't know. But it's got lots of lovely things. There's a bunch of the old TSR hobby ads in it, which is what they used to call TSR before it turned into regular TSR and before it turned into Wizards of the Coast and before it turned into Hasbro as it is now, I think, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think Hasbro owns all of them now.
I'm not sure.
Everything just gets bought up and bought up and bought up and it turns into nothing. Okay.
Yay!
Not me though. I don't know what the hell you were talking about when you said I worked at Patreon. And I said I don't work
I
for
meant
or
that
at Patreon.
you have your.
I said I don't work for or at Patreon, and
Okay,
it's on record here, love.
Okay, I'm sorry. I meant that you have a Patreon page. That's all I was talking about. That's what I meant.
And you work for Instagram then, because you have an Instagram page, love.
That's
all I'm talking.
okay.
But
you actually make money at Patreon. I don't make any money at Instagram.
Wow. Okay. Backups, man. Okay. Professionals always use Grenadier fantasy miniatures on their quests. I love this book.
What's the name of this book again? Ask April.
It is called Dungeons and Dragons Art and Arcana. It's a combination of a lot of the original artwork from D&D and also a lot of the weird adverts and stuff, which I think is very funny. You've got wonderful pictures of people like these folks here having a nice time playing Dungeons and Dragons. Got a nice DM screen there. But yeah, the reason that Gen Con is where it is actually is because TSR was out of Lake Geneva originally. And they've just kind of kept it by there. Within a 100-mile radius, roughly. Oh my goodness. There's the color rough for the original Dragonlance characters. I could look at this all day. Probably not fair for me to do so on my own art channel, but look, there's the line art for that. Isn't that great? There's Tannis. There's Kadira. Great. Okay. I won't show you guys too much because it's a really good book. Oh, I like that one though. I like the 20 years of TSR. This is the 1991 logo when they changed their logo. I remember when they changed their logo. I was at Walden Books. I didn't work there and I don't work for them, but when I went there I thought it was really neat and I was like, oh my gosh, all the books changed their spines. They have this new logo. And he looked very three-dimensional. That would have been their 20th anniversary. And that's when, those of you who play D&D, it changed to the dark background that has the red dragon light coming out at you. I'm just going to read this book maybe for the rest of this.
What's that?
I might just read this book for the rest of it.
Rest of the Twitch?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
I'm joking. Let's learn about the roper. Kind of looks like a squid. Cool.
I have 173 people in the raffle.
Wow, that's a lot. Ooh, June 6th. I like the adverts because I don't even know what year somebody. Oh, this one's 2008. That's actually not that long ago.
Oh
I
wow,
wonder
the
if D&D
Biohazard Tiny
Insider
Treasure
is
is
still
so
there.
pretty.
Oh, nice.
Mind Flayer or Beholder?
Well, the ones I was showing earlier. Let me see. This is called the Roper. This is actually from the Monster Manual. He's been in 2 different Monster Manuals. This one is from the 1977 one, and oh wait, there's the 93, the 2014. So this is actually pretty recent. The most recent ones. He's kind of like a big, awful octopus with big teeth. That one kind of looks like he's made out of wood.
Cool.
I like him too. Oh, 4th edition. A lot of people didn't like 4th edition. 3rd edition obviously was the most important one if you're looking at different editions of D&D, but...
Jasmine?
Yep.
Are you making tiny treasures of all 3 pins for MegaCon?
I don't know. I only have 2 of the panels, so I'm not really sure. I'm hoping I'll get more panels in stock so I can work on those in the upcoming days, but I only have these 2 for now. So I'm definitely doing the Biohazard in red, and I'll be doing the lime green mask one too. So I will definitely have those. I'm hoping to probably get maybe 10, 15 of the tiny treasures done, but for sure I'm going to have these 2.
Lady Yuna wants to know where you find the tiny treasures.
At live events mostly. Also, I do give them away at my Patreon sometimes, which I do not work for.
Helen wants to know how you've done a D&D inspired painting.
Actually, a lot of my paintings probably, if they're not officially, but they're kind of D&D inspired because that's how I got into fantasy painting to begin with. My family would play Dungeons and Dragons. We'd spend weekends at my dad's house and we'd play D&D there, and we'd spend half the night drawing pictures of our characters and of the adventures. It's like, oh, there's gnolls, they kind of look like dogs, and we'd kind of draw what our idea of the characters would look like or the monsters would look like, and that's kind of how I got into fantasy artwork to begin with. So everything you see of mine is slightly D&D inspired. But I've never done any... I'm trying to think. Well, that's not fair. I have done a bit. Did a series of figurines that were through the Bradford Exchange, that were the Dice Dragonling series, that were characters that were the basic character classes of the D&D characters that you would see, and they were holding the dice that you would roll for the original hit points. Like if it was a cleric, or they'd have like a 1d8, or they'd have a 1d4, or a 1d6, or 3d6, or something like that. And that is kind of the inspiration for my Dice Dragonlings paintings, and also the Ninja Dragonling series. But not enough people bothered to pre-order the D&D statues of them, so...
I remember
they
that.
only exist
so
in my
cool.
mind, but I've done paintings kind of based off that concept art for them. I think at the time that we were doing the figurines, not enough people even knew what D&D was, really, so not enough people ordered them. We couldn't get enough pre-orders.
Jasmine.
Yep.
That Nintendo guy says, I know you guys get swamped at MegaCon, but do you have any suggestions for places or vendors for people to check out? I have a few favorites myself.
Oh, one of my personal favorites, I'm already trying to make an appointment with them, are Darwin and Wallace, our friends Stacy and Audra over, what are they at, 20? I forget what their booth number is. It's 20 something something. So within the main room, they're the people that I often get a lot of my, I don't know how much of my room you can see on the TV here, but like my little butterflies and bones and specimens and fossils, a lot of fossils, I get those from them. And Darwin and Wallace, Darwin like Charles Darwin, and Wallace like his friend, they have a wonderful booth. I love them a lot. And apparently, Carrie, those of you like kitty cats, Carrie Tiger Pixie will be across the way from us, so definitely check her booth out too. We collaborated last year on a painting, the Orange Blossoms. That was one of our MegaCon pins last year. than that, there are a lot of celebrities are coming this year too. Like people from a lot of the TV shows that you probably see on Netflix and HBO and other 3-digit numbered channels. Oh, she's coming out lovely.
2052 says April.
Oh, is that where Carrie's at?
Darwin and
Or
Wallace.
Darwin and Wallace. Oh, okay. I thought you said April. I'm sorry. Oh, she's looking nice.
Back to the Future cast will be there.
Oh yeah, a lot of the people from a lot of different TV shows and films are going to be there. So if you like to go get your picture with celebrities and stuff, there's going to be no shortage of that at MegaCon. You know, even though it looks like this part is black, I'm going to zoom this in a bit closer. I zoomed it out when I was looking at that D&D book and it asked me to bring, let's see. There we go. Since I've only used the darkest color so far has been Payne's Gray mixed with Van Dyke Brown, I'm going to now bring out my Dioxazine Purple, because if I mix that with Van Dyke Brown, that will make a super dark black. Jasmine. It's not super, super black. It's not like the light will not escape its surface, but it's very black. What, Manny? What's that?
April just bought that book on Amazon.
Excellent. I should totally add that to my little Amazon store thing, because it's definitely an inspiration for me, because that's how I got into this to begin with. And Larry Elmore is definitely a mentor to me, and he's a super, super nice guy. He's actually the person that convinced me to do my first convention ever, if you can believe that. And he was like, you should do DragonCon. And that's why I did DragonCon. I'm going to use some of I've mixed some of the black I was using with her hair. I'm mixing it with the Dioxazine Purple and more of the Van Dyke Brown. And this will make the part of her mask look like it's closer to the viewer than the black part of her hair. Oh, that's going to be lovely.
About a half hour to our next raffle.
Which one's the next one?
The Seashell Mermaid.
Oh, okay.
At 6 o'clock our time. Half hour from now.
And that person will be the first person to get this pin. Other than me. I'm using the darker black to kind of outline the area that's going right in front of her face. So if you see that kind of applied next to the flesh tone of her cheeks there, it will show up as a very, very hard surface, which is what I'm trying to go for, because the main part of the painting, I feel, is going to be the gas mask. It's like if you had the whole painting without the gas mask, she might just look like it's her portrait, or she's a little fairy or a mermaid or something like that. But the gas mask really changes the tone of the painting a bit, so I want that to be very clear. Put a bit more of the Van Dyke Brown in there.
Hey, Jasmine.
Yeah.
After MegaCon, what's your next show?
Actually, it's a couple days after that. It would be May 25th down at Disney World here in Florida at Disney Springs at Disney's Wonderground Gallery. And that would be the following Saturday, correct?
4 to 7, yes.
From 4 to 7. I'll be doing autographing there. Now, the Wonderground Gallery at Disney only has the artwork I've done for the Walt Disney Company, so it's going to be all Disney characters and that type of thing, which is awesome. And they have, like, coffee cups and wallets and notebooks and anything you can think of, really, that are made out of the Disney character artwork I've done. But if you go a few steps away from it to the Pop Gallery, which is around the same little lake at Disney Springs, you can go over there and get my personal artwork, and that way you can see both my personal artwork and my Disney artwork and get me to sign anything, really. And I do think they are going to be doing the virtual queue. Don't quote me on that, but a virtual queue is basically when they text you. You go up there and say, "Hey, we want to see Jasmine," and they're like, "Okay, we'll text it." It's like when you go to, I don't know, Olive Garden or something, and they give you a little buzzy thing. It's kind of like that, and you can show up. And I think it's supposed to make it so you don't have to wait in line so much. But they did that last time, and everybody seemed to be happy with that.
A good little song.
It's a famous one. It's always funny when you're painting something in front of somebody's face, one would be concerned about putting a weird shading where a mouth or a nose would be if you're covering up their nose or mouth, because automatically if an eye was to look at them, you'd think, oh, their nose is there, their mouth is there. And I try to avoid that when I have something covering up their nose or mouth. So when I put something like a little smile right now, it's not really a smile, that's the end bit of the like gas mask on her. But if you were to see that and it's all kind of flesh toned at this point, it looks kind of weird. It makes her look like an orangutan. But once I make it all completely dark, I don't know how.
I didn't even. Now when you say look at it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes her look like.
Well, that's why if you put something on the front of something, you want to make sure that whatever is behind it is actually in a way more important than whatever's in front of it. Which is part of the reason I use a scale of different darks. I'm like, oh, this is black, this is black, this is black. If you're going from the hair on out, it's like, want hair wants to be the least black of it. Even if she has black hair, the eyes are going to be blacker. The front part of her nose is going to be blacker, and the front part of the gas mask will be darker even than that. And hopefully I will make it so it doesn't look like it's a Planet of the Apes thing. I'll show you up close here. That's okay. Again, too, if you aren't able to come out to the show, because these, not to brag, but they do sell very quickly.
It's not bragging, it's just actual.
Warning people. If you show up like 5 minutes later, you probably won't be able to get this one. But we do have the ACEO cards that we put up on eBay, and my seller ID up there is Strangeling, just like my website. Strangeling. I'm assuming the computer thing talks about my website all the time.
I'll pop it up there.
Oh, maybe it doesn't. So I put that blackest black on there, and I'm putting a little bit of the blue mixed with the other on there.
Leela says, walks over to Mombot to rub some lotion onto her skin for luck. We usually call it Moobot. Like, it sounds weird when it's Mombot.
It is, isn't it? It's more like Futurama. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ew.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for the coughing, guys. Now it looks like she has a smaller smile.
That's what I mean. Away. It's gonna kind of go up that way. I'm gonna bust out the hairdryer in a second, so not look like her mouth is like a praying mantis. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some more of the Payne's Gray in with the color I was using for the dark part of her mask. And it's going to look lighter down here. But once the whole mask is painted in, judging on how the pen looks, it's going to look like that part isn't necessarily lighter, but it's closer to you, to the viewer, whoever's looking at it. And that's a lot of, when you're painting one thing that is all the same color, it's an easy it's kind of an easy trap to fall into to make it all one solid color, which is great for a pen design because you want it to be that way. But if you're trying to make it look more realistic, you want it to have the same tone, or same hue, but a different tone. Oh, okay.
Right back, folks. Any questions? Nope. People are loving this one now.
Oh, good. I'm glad I decided this one. As silly as it might seem, I'm actually trying to make the highest contrast area the part that goes between the gas mask and where her face is. It is kind of a fallacy to try to blend areas that are not necessarily two types of the same material. Skin and whatever, it wouldn't be rubber. What would it be? Polyvinyl chloride or something, PVC, like on a gas mask. That would be on the gas mask turning into her face. So I want to make a hard delineation. Even though I'm not trying to do a pin design anymore, I'm trying to recreate the idea of having something that is a solid mass in front of her, like a piece of plastic or, PVC, PVU, whatever it is, in front of her, and turning into her flesh tone. So I don't want to blend something like that. So I want to use the hardest or the most difference in tone between the area of the mask and the area of her skin. So I'm going to do a hard outline on that, almost in a cartoonish or comic book kind of way, because I am trying to show off the difference. Like, hey, oh look, there's a nice girl here, and it's like, oh wait, why has she got a gas mask on? I don't know. We don't know her story, but it's an interesting story, I bet. So that's always kind of fun to dip my brush into. So I'm taking a bit more of the carbon black and a bit of the Van Dyke brown and the Dioxazine purple just on the areas of the outline above where the mask turns into the face. And that will really make the mask kind of stand out.
Back, guys.
So it doesn't look like it doesn't look like something that's built into her face that's like shining through her face. I want it to look like it's in front of her face.
This is coming along nicely.
Yeah, so far so good.
Also, the background that people suggest looks great.
It does look great.
Well, thanks, guys.
If I were to randomly have chosen it, I probably would have gone with cooler tones, like a blue-green or something, but this looks pretty good. To be fair, I usually choose kind of a generic blue-green tone. I forget, there's a word for it. It's not grisaille, but it's something that you use in the background of still lifes and portraits when you're doing old masters Dutch style paintings from like 400 years ago, and that's that kind of gray blue green that I tend to use in the background of my paintings. And obviously I don't need to do that on all my paintings, and this looks really good. Like, I don't know if we shut off this one, but I worked on this one, didn't I, love? Did I work on this? Oh, I did. This is my varnishing one. Again, this is a piece of paper. It's the original one's in Germany right now. But Silent Wisdom, the one with the owl, the one I was varnishing when we were talking about technical stuff.
You were showing it earlier, yeah.
Yeah, if you look at the background, how it tends to be kind of that blue-green-gray right there. That's usually my default background. If I'm doing something that I want people to pay attention to the front bit of it, I kind of make everything else kind of dissolve into the atmospheric blue, green, gray, grau, grisaille, whatever. Verdigris.
Well, I think that's good. Yeah. I mean, going to museum after museum, that's what I see.
Yeah. But I like the idea of kind of mixing the high point of the front bits of it to blend in with the background, so. As long as I have some sort of outline around it, then that works pretty good. The main thing is to make sure that this bit, and this bit, and maybe the iris of her eyes are the brightest red of it. And that will help make it cohesive to that, and that will help make it look like the pin designs too. I'm going to use that, my tiny little brush again.
Jasmine.
Yep.
Black Orchid Fairy says, can you please put on Strangeling website?
Can I do what? I'm sorry.
Can you please put on Strangeling website how many LE canvas you have left for each painting, please?
No, there's no way I could possibly do that.
I don't even know how to begin to answer that. Wow.
Okay, you know, that is, I'm probably the second person who's asked that. If I make 5 of something, or 20, let's say 25. Let's say I make 25 of something, and some of them might be in a gallery, some of them might be at a convention, some of them might be at my sister's house, some might be in my basement, some might be at my UK distributor's house, some of them might be in my Asian distributor's house, some might be in my European distributor's house, some of them might be on eBay, some of them might be on Etsy. There is no way for me to know how many are available. I've only made so many, and I don't know where they are. It's like if you were to look back at your life and catalog all the socks that you've worn and say, hey, 2 of my socks are at my house. That's great. And those are, if I say I have them, I have them. If I don't have them, I don't have them. I don't know where they are. People probably are hanging them in Amsterdam somewhere. I don't know. They're selling them to people at Disney World. There is no way for me to know that. I've only made a certain amount. So no, I can't. But good question. Hopefully that helps. I know I've copy pasted that to so many people. Yeah, it's like if you have 5 of something and you are making them available to everybody. You're like, hey, I'm at a Renaissance Festival in Florida, and I'm at a Renaissance Festival in Kansas City, and how many are on eBay right now? I don't know. We put up like 5 of them, and Strangeling.com is going to be the last one of them probably, because I don't have to be accountable to somebody else because it's my own website. No, I'm not going to. That's why all the newer paintings I've done over the past several years, I am only doing 5 of, because then I can kind of tell where they are.
Yeah. Easier to manage.
Yeah. I hope that makes sense, yeah?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
That's what Black Orchid Fairy said.
Oh, good. And then people say, like, oh my gosh, there's only 2 on Etsy. I'm like, well, there's probably 5 of them out there somewhere. I don't know where they are. It's not like if you're at a garage sale, if one of them gets sold, eBay knows that one's gone. How would that even happen? If I put like I don't know, like a tracker on the back of them, I don't know what to do. I guess I'm being held accountable.
$178 people in the raffle, and the raffle is in about 15 minutes. We'll see a lot of you on MegaCon on Thursday.
At MegaCon, yeah.
Yeah.
Prepositions. It's hard to tell when to correct people on prepositions, really.
Yeah, that's a good one to correct, man. I'm not going to be on MegaCon unless you're standing on top of the roof. We won't be up there. I'm sorry, guys.
I mean, as far as like Patreon or something, if you're gonna say no, I'm not on or at, and then you're like, oh yeah, you are. But I think I have to go to the bathroom again. I'll see you guys in a minute.
What's the name of the lime pin that will be a MegaCon exclusive? It's called Lime Green Mask. And that will be the last pin that we give away this evening at 7 o'clock our time, which is around an hour and 12 minutes. We'll be giving that one away, so you might get it here. Pretty cool. No, she won't be available as Prince. She's not. Are there any more like her? She's kind of like Alligator Girl. There's also Red Mask, I think. Heck. One is. Red Mask, she has a little mask. I'll put a link up there. She's pretty cute. And kind of like little superheroes. Going to up in New York, I don't know where Jasmine's artwork would be available, Avaznon. I'm sorry. Can't wait to see you at MegaCon. It'll be my first time there, coming from Myrtle Beach, but will only be there on Thursday. Well, it'll be nice to see you. Jasmine should make a fruit collection. Maybe so. Well, she thought about working with the citrus things. Thanks anyway, I'll still look. New York is a huge place, so I assume you mean New York City. She did a show up there a couple years ago. I think it was 2 years ago, January, and that was fun. A year and a half ago. Hard for me to remember. I don't. But yeah, she did a show up in New York. That was pretty cool. I got to spend time in Manhattan. It was really cold though. We're walking around Central Park, and we actually got icicles in our hair, and we walked over to a museum, and we had to defrost before they'd let us in the rest of the museum because we were so icicly, believe it or not. Icicles dingling from our hair. Oh, I think Detective Pikachu looks really cool. I think that actually looks like a good one. When I first saw the preview, gosh, maybe about 3 months ago, I was like, what is this, Pikachu? But then, yeah, Detective Pikachu, and I thought, oh, this is kind of a clever concept. I hope it does well. I hope it's good. I'd like to see it. It comes out this weekend, right? I have not thought about painting for myself. I don't think it looks like fun at all. That's my opinion. It doesn't look like a hobby or a job idea for me. It just doesn't interest me. I like paintings. I like looking at them. Just don't want to paint myself. I haven't seen the trailer for Sonic. Is it good? Okay, so you saw Detective Pikachu and it's great. Okay, cool. No, I haven't seen the trailer for Sonic. I knew it was coming out though. Kind of sounds kind of weird. It's live action, right? Well, a live action Sonic. I mean, what do they? Oh, sometimes live action things don't always work out, because we're used to seeing them in such a different way as in a cartoon or a video game. It just doesn't look right when we see it realized. Yes, human teeth. That's kind of weird. They're redoing Sonic's design. Oh. Oh. So it's going to take a while. Okay. So they... Okay, but did it leak that what Sonic looked like? Or are they going to have to redo the whole movie? Or just, I guess, the CG? They're not supposed to delete the release date. What do you mean, delete? Like, they're not supposed to change the release date? Okay, they're just redoing Sonic. Doesn't look as good as Pikachu. They released a trailer and the reaction to Sonic was so bad. I remember, I loved Sonic when it first came out. And I was like, wow, this, at the time, I'd never seen a game that moves so quickly, so fast. It just, bam, it moves so fast. Yep, Tigger, thanks for letting us know. I'm sorry it looks bad. There was a Woody Woodpecker live-action film? I loved the gaming cartoon when I was little. I didn't know about this movie, though. I think the reaction was on purpose, like IHOP did with IHOP. Oh. Oh. Maybe so. International House of Burgers. I remember that. It's true, bad press is press. Very true. The new Aladdin movie? I don't know. I'd like to see how it plays out. It looks kind of weird. Again, sometimes things that were once a cartoon, when we turn them into live action, they just don't work quite as much. I mean, think about He-Man movie. Didn't know there was a Woody Woodpecker movie. Yeah. I want to see the new Aladdin. I really like the Beauty remake. That's true. It may grow on you. It may just take a view or two to see it. And then it's like, oh, you know, this seems normal. At first it looked weird. Things are like that sometimes. Got 5 minutes to the raffle. And the raffle is a seashell pin. And that is a new design. And it will be debuting on Friday, which I think is the 17th, at MegaCon. But if you win, you can have it today. What's that? I can't hear you, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, about 4 minutes until the raffle. And happy Mother's Day to everybody. No, Joey, we haven't gotten a release date for the Alice coloring book. The movie takes place in real life with real people interacting with CGI character. It's live action, basically. Okay. So 3 minutes till the raffle. There aren't any people in The Lion King. That's true. So, yeah, that's just kind of a... I mean, you've got... The closest thing we have is Rafiki, right? Kind of a person. In the graveyard. Unless they put them in for live action, I would be... Ooh. My brother's favorite movie, The Lion King. That's a good movie. I really like that movie a lot. I'm kind of a sucker for the Disney movies. Again, I apologize for my coughing. CGI looks pretty legit for looking like a real lion. That's good. I honestly haven't looked too much into it. I've only heard about it. Oh, Frozen 2 looks great. I really like the trailer for that one where Elsa's fighting that wave. Thought that looked really great. Pineapple juice for coughing. I think I'll be okay. Want Jeremy Irons for Scar. Yeah, he was great as Scar, wasn't he? In the lounge. Are you guys at a hotel? One minute till raffle. And we can look at Jasmine's pretty art while we're waiting for her. He comes down. Oh, at 6 o'clock, and my buzzer is going to go off any second here. There we go. All right. Let me draw. DJ Tigger 2. Your little note didn't. And if you could just send us an email, that'd be awesome. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather, guys. 108 viewers. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, thank you so much for the bits, Black Orchid Fairy. That's very nice of you. Wow, 2,700 bits. Those things definitely add up. Thank you so much. Oh, night, Leela. Have a good one. And we'll be sure to send you a message if you win the last raffle. And good luck to you. And it was very nice seeing you in Tintagel. What's that?
My lip won't stop bleeding. So bad being on TV with it, but it makes me look like a vampire, I guess.
Okay.
Well, it just keeps bleeding. I don't know what to do about it.
Let me put...
I've put tissues all over it. I've gone through a million tissues. I don't know.
Okay, should we stop broadcasting?
I don't know. No, I'm fine.
Earlier today, camera bit Jasmine on the lip, and apparently it started to bleed again.
Yep. Okay.
Can I get you a napkin or something?
Oh, I had tissues, but I went through them all. I had 4 of them, and I went through them. It just keeps bleeding. I don't know what to do.
Ouch.
It doesn't hurt. It just keeps... I'm sorry. I don't mean to be on TV with this. Sorry.
That's sad.
It's not sad. It doesn't hurt. It just got all over the floor upstairs, and I don't want to get it on my painting.
You guys have seen Jasmine shouldn't. It's not hospital. It's not hospital.
It's fine.
You guys know our kitty Gamera.
Yeah.
She's very
Gamera.
very bitey.
She is.
You ever see Jasmine? Ice might be good. I don't know. If you ever see Jasmine at a show,
no.
she has these little scratches sometimes, and those are from Gamera. She's very bitey, and you have to be very careful with her. She bit Jasmine. She's bit me on the lip too. Really? Try to give her a kiss.
I didn't see that.
And she'll bite. She got Jasmine in a bad spot.
Well, I can try and bite on
and this was like hours ago.
You were saying like if I was biting on it right, it would work, but it just.
Okay.
I'm painting a painting that has a lot of red in it.
That's true. I think Jasmine put put that
I put hydrogen peroxide. I put face wipes. I mean, I put everything on it.
It was doing okay until you went back upstairs. It started bleeding.
I tried to drink some water. I probably shouldn't move my mouth so much. When a person moves their mouth, this is what happens to them, especially girls.
What? Okay.
I'll use some black on here. Oh, people that bleed, whatever.
What's that?
And people bleed easy, whatever.
Yeah, sweetie. I often get cold sores, and cracked lips, and
I haven't gotten any of those from you yet.
What's that?
I haven't gotten any of those yet.
Well, Dory Rose said my cat stabbed me in the eyeball before while I was sleeping. He was just stretching. It happens. Dirty nails and teeth, though. Careful in infections.
Yeah, kitty cats are filled with bacteria, aren't they? Or what was it we were talking about earlier? They have almost as many bacteria as Komodo dragons. Is that the one that has the second amount?
Well, that one that will actually poison you. You can get cat scratch fever.
That has no. Okay, that's
or cat scratch disease or whatever.
Doesn't have to do with what it's called.
I'm sorry that
that's okay.
Your lips bleeding. I mean, we could. You want to do the raffle now? Or?
No, that's fine. I would be painting this either way. So might as well give people the reality of it. Let's see. I'm kind of outlining the areas on.
So people want your lip to heal on the road.
Well, I should try harder then. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying that there's concern for you.
Okay. Well, let me try hard over here then.
Well, you want me to get you another paper towel?
I can get paper. They're 4 feet. I don't know what to do.
Okay. What? Oh. Somebody suggested ice.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Just try to. Sorry, guys.
Dory says, "Do you bleed like that normally when you get cut?"
Yep.
Bleed a lot?
Yep, I do. That's what I was kind of joking about. Yeah. It's only for like a day or two. Well, sometimes a few months. Let's see.
I know you heal slowly with the kitty. When Amy scratches you. Lips are highly vascular. Have her apply pressure for several minutes. It'll help. This happened hours ago.
This is a long time ago.
Yeah, this happened probably I don't know, 1 o'clock today.
I was probably just smiling too much or something. I don't know.
Are you anemic? Maybe that's not normal.
I don't know.
You do bruise.
I take vitamins for it. I don't know.
I heal slowly with Toffee scratch. Oh, Toffee must be your kitty.
Oh. Well, telling you, kitty cats just have like fangs and claws that are filled with bacteria. They're probably not very, I don't know, susceptible to healing quickly.
I don't think it requires rest necessarily.
A what?
People are saying you need to rest.
Oh no, I don't think so.
It's just a
no, just
I think it's in a bad spot.
It's a flesh wound. It's
but it is bleeding a lot for.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was trying to not be on the TV, but I didn't want to.
Ouch! That looks painful.
It honestly does not hurt. It feels like a nosebleed. I mean, I get a lot of ear bleeds and nosebleeds too, but maybe in the future people can look at this and post-diagnose me or something.
It's a good look on Jasmine.
It is. It kind of looks like it'd be. Again, this is a good painting to do. That has a lot of red in it. So.
Well, I guess there's that.
Hmm.
You need to be careful when you kiss Gammy. This has happened.
I did not kiss her. She kissed me. That is different.
This has happened
not very
to me.
Good.
A couple times. We're dumb because we kiss our cats on the mouth. We shouldn't do that.
I was not looking at her when she did it. It's not like I walked up to her and tried to kiss her.
What were you explaining to me how good she was? Remember?
That was when she got my hand earlier.
Oh,
that's
okay.
different.
But anyway, she'll burst quickly. I'm like,
yeah, she's a little shark of a thing, isn't she?
Yeah.
I'd say little, but what does she weigh? Like 15 pounds? She's big.
Yeah. So sometimes when I'm cautious when you guys say, hey, when it's kitty cat time, get Gamma, and I'm like, okay.
No, our cats are unadoptable for a reason.
Particularly Gamma.
Well, yeah.
Because she could have, if she would have done that to a person visiting.
Yeah, let's say that it was, people would probably, sue us or something. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what people do.
Well, probably none of our friends we'd have over here would sue us.
Oh, which friends do I have over here?
I don't know.
I've never had a friend over here.
You have, and they might be in the room.
One.
I don't know.
Was it in the past 10 years? Because I can't think of it. Okay.
Probably.
Really? I can think of one 11 years ago, but I
don't know the dates. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Time is complicated.
Anyway, it looks ouchy.
It does not.
Is it puffy or anything?
It's very puffy. Why? Does that mean it's infected?
It can.
It can look infected?
That can mean that. I don't know.
Well, who are you?
Jungle Queen Sheena says she loves your art.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Jasmine, that bloody look with the red in your hair, you should be a vampire for Halloween.
Maybe I will be. Maybe I am. I was thinking more Elizabeth.
You need a contract to sign before you let people in your house so you can't get sued.
Yeah, probably.
Because of
I should have done. Yeah.
Has Jasmine? She did put peroxide on it. Yes.
Oh yeah. I put hydrogen peroxide on it a while ago. Yeah. Certain amount of time ago.
I'm not trying to poke fun, but she looks like her vampire painting with bloody hands in the background.
Probably.
Oh, that's Bellissimo Leto.
Bellissimo Leto. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's one of my favorites. I try to see the positive in everything. Is this inspiration for a vampirist painting?
Probably. I did a tarot deck that was all, or an oracle deck that was all vampire themed. I love that one. That's one of my favorites. It wasn't as popular as the other ones I did. I think a lot of people thought it was too negative, I think, but... Oh, I promise I'm not using blood in this painting, but I'm using the magenta and the vat orange on this, which if you mix them together, it makes a very kind of blood red color. I'm trying to make it to match the pin because this is going to be one of the tiny treasures at MegaCon. I do put my heart and soul into these.
Angel says, Jasmine, you know we love you when we tease you.
Yeah, of course. That's how things work.
Just don't tease Gammy.
Yeah, don't tease Gamera.
But no, she's bit me
And-
right on the lip. She bit me like in 2 places on the lip. It didn't bleed anything like
Well,
Jasmine. But it looked
don't
weird
know
because
how-
it was symmetrical.
Yeah.
Like I had a bite here, or you guys
That's
can
like
see.
how I've got these
on my
ones on
lower
the
lip.
inside of my wrist here. These are from Gamera. Those are awful. It looks very vampiric also. I mean, maybe she's a vampire and I'm just not giving her enough
That's
credit.
blood from your or is that from your paint?
On my wrist?
Yeah.
Those ones from actually.
No, I see paint on your wrist.
Oh
That's what I saw.
well.
Yeah, okay.
The blue.
I was worried that you...
What?
blue and there's also some orange or red.
Well, that's from this. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't tell
Well,
if it was the. I couldn't tell if it was the paint or the blood.
That's what I was trying to say. The bat orange is different than that one. Can't really see
Yeah,
it though.
it's a very bitey kitty jungle.
Yeah,
I mean,
she was never very housebroken when we got her, and she was considered unadoptable, so they were gonna put her to sleep if we didn't adopt her. So I didn't want that on my conscience, so I've got this on my face.
If Jasmine used blood, it would be like art from Velvet Buzzsaw.
Yes, it would
That's what
be.
somebody
Oh,
just
I
said.
like where this conversation's going.
My dog bit me on my ear to try to get out one of my earrings. Ow.
Oh, I could see Gamera doing that because she likes if you have something shiny, or like there's times she sleeps on my head at night and I'm like scratching my head and she sees my finger move really quickly and she'll bite me on the face, and that happens pretty much every night, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She often will.
A couple,
What she'll do is
maybe 10, 15 times a night sometimes.
Here,
Yeah.
I'll demonstrate.
That's helpful. Yeah.
Well, if people want to know, what she does is she puts a
But
claw
just too
hand
much. Yeah.
like this on
Well,
Jasmine's
she'll put it
forehead.
on there
and
or on
hold
my
it there.
throat and just kind of leave it there,
that,
so I
yeah.
can't move when
So
I sleep. So I don't sleep a lot.
It's like,
so
don't move. But that's. But
but
she's cozy.
I don't want her to be put down. So
No. Just needs obedience training. I don't know how to obedience.
They don't
train
do that for
I don't-
cats, do they?
Not that I
Not
know
for
of.
cats of that age, I don't imagine.
Somebody, she doesn't like hands. Somebody,
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's just no way to train her how to-
Again, she was one that was found in not here, but in Missouri, actually. She was kind of captured, and she was a wild kitty there. And then she was held at a vet's office for about 2 months in a crate, which is not a place you want to be at for 2 months, really.
yeah, we're not gonna invite Caesar Milan here.
No, she's not a puppy. Although I do call her my puppy sometimes. I love her.
There's another guy. It's not Caesar Milan. It's a other dude with a funny facial hair who does kitties.
Oh, there's one for kitties. I didn't know that.
Kitty shot collars. Ooh,
If I was gonna recommend a kitty for that, it would be Gamera, but no, again, how many times have I bled from Gamera today? Could you count on one hand?
2, I think.
Okay, first of all,
Was it this morning one too?
You
3,
were
I
asking,
guess.
3
Yeah.
that you know of. I
Yeah.
don't know. I was asleep, man.
One of my cats bites my legs and leaves burries.
Yeah.
Leaves
Kitties
burries.
are bad, man. I love kitties, though. She's a good girl. And I love her because I'll hold her and I'll tell her she's a good girl. I feel like a
woke
battered
up-
wife almost.
So M Kitty Cat says, I woke up with kitty scratches on my arms this morning. I looked like I was attacked by wild animals.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
what-
guess that's just how it is. With
It
cats.
is. It's just, here's another one she got me. I just got right there. She got me in my hand. She just kind of, Here we go. That's an owie. Gamer. I love you, Gamer. You're well named.
Like war wounds.
Kinda.
So I guess that was kitty time today.
Yeah, let's leave it at that.
I just did reward training with them until they learned they were 4 weeks when I brought them home. But you should still be able to do it at any age.
It's hard to do on cats that are already designated for death row after a year or two, and they are already like 7. It's those kitties are not the ones that are going to be.
Doesn't even know. She doesn't even know.
No. First of all, Gamer cannot see us when she doesn't have she is vision impaired, so that makes it hard for her. And her she was possibly run over by a car at some point before we got her. because her legs don't go the right way. So she's not a regular kitty. She's a special. She's a special needs kitty. So you couldn't say things like, "Hey, look this way" or something like that at her, or try to entice her with something. Right, yeah, and she'll love you, but it's
no.
Not,
she's very she's very loving. I don't.
She is. I just her. You don't know her the way we do, man. It just
no. Honestly, though,
she really is, and I understand that would not be a suitable pet for people.
It's sad that Jasmine gets bit in the face.
Well, you know.
Why the face?
It's only a couple times a day. No, literally. It's about twice, maybe 3 times a day. Sometimes
my
in
cats
bed.
Are all special needs too, says Dory.
Yeah, exactly. If that's how fostering works, that's how fostering works.
Right, I mean, that's part of being an animal lover.
Yeah.
Got about 40 minutes till the last raffle.
Okay. Which one's the last one? Is it the
last one? Is the beautiful lime green mask. I love that one.
I like that one too. You know, once I get the next part of the black done on here, I'll start working on the tiny treasure that kind of matches that one.
Okie doke.
My lip is like completely split, so I apologize to you guys who are just
It's like it got worse.
Yeah, well, it's because I kept smiling because the camera's on me. I think I probably shouldn't do that. I thought I was.
Is that why you were going upstairs?
Of course, honey. I was trying to be quiet about it.
Well, I guess it didn't work. It just.
Well, after a while, it's like I'm going to the bathroom. I'm going to the bathroom. I just don't want it to make it weird and like think I've got tummy troubles or something. But. Okay, I'm gonna. I promise this is. I'm disease free, folks.
A kitty with extra toes. And no tail. That's a sweetie.
That's got a combination of the Ernest Hemingway and the Japanese bobtails.
I love them.
I love them too. Okay, now I've drawn out this one. And this. Sorry, guys. Gosh darn it. Okay.
That looks a lot better, Jasmine. Yay!
Wait, I shouldn't do that.
I know you say it's not painful, but it looks ouchy.
Yeah, it does not hurt. It hurts when I smile really big, and I just shouldn't be on TV when I'm doing that. I would not, again, ask Gamera, not me. But hopefully somebody will record this so I can see it like 10 years from now, and that'll be great.
We're recording it.
When Gamera is passed on to that next beautiful world. Sad. I love Gamera. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
So, this is one of the pins that will be given away tonight, and we'll also be giving away at MegaCon. And she is Lime Green Mask, and I promise she does not have that much of my DNA on it. My blood is very clean. It's lovely. I've kind of drawn her out with a pencil while I was waiting for the camera to start up. So I am going to start outlining her a bit. She is based loosely on, I don't have one of her unfortunately because I don't have one of each of my pens, the Alligator Girl painting I did that was a pin design for the first MegaCon that we did pins at. Was it the first time we had an event exclusive, Maddie?
Oh god. Was it MegaCon Alligator Girl?
I didn't remember if it was her or Three Wishes.
Give me a second, I might be able to figure this out.
Well, oh, I'm sure it says it on my website. I mean, the problem with asking questions, like, oh, I could look it up online, but...
Go back to the last page. MegaCon first one that actually says exclusive was Alligator Girl.
Huh?
And
the Three Wishes was after that one?
I'm pretty sure.
I think it was too, but
yes.
It was a while ago. It was a few years ago.
I remember the Three Wishes ones were cute to give away because people didn't know.
People,
like,
yeah.
What is this?
Actually, both Alligator Girl and Three Wishes were like impossible to hand out to people. People would rather just like throw them away than take them. And now it's like they're $2,000 on eBay or whatever.
CS Miniature says if it continues, you're bleeding. What we do at PetSmart back in the day would use something called Styptic. I know that. Powder, which is a rapid clotter.
Oh, it's is it like a powder, or is it?
What it happens to be is cornstarch.
Oh, okay.
Get some of that, a very little bit, and put it on the lip.
It's like how you make gravy, basically, but
yeah,
you do it with your face. Okay, gotcha.
Just don't put a bunch of salt on it.
I will try not to put a bunch of salt on it. Oh, thank you.
I would love a berry girl with blueberries, strawberries, etc. That'd be cute.
Oh, that would be lovely. Well, we had the strawberry one, who was the Patreon pin of the exclusive last month, or the prior one before Luna Moths. Strawberry cupcakes, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a nice one. I like her.
Angie says, when you're done filming, use a moistened cloth and apply more pressure to it for several minutes so that area can clot better. Yeah. It is common for wounds like this to continue to bleed when you laugh or yawn of that nature. It is in a bad spot.
It is,
it's very much like, I mean, I don't know. I suffer from cold sores, so I get that when I smile or somebody makes me laugh and I have a cold sore, it'll just pop open and start to bleed, and it's awful. Those are also can be very painful.
This one doesn't really hurt. I just don't want it getting on stuff. Well, again, this is from, I don't know, 8 hours ago. It's from a while ago. It's from what time this morning?
I'd say it was about 1 in the afternoon or so.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so 5 hours ago, 5.5 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was confusing it with the 2 other ones I got from her today.
Because I remember you stopped it probably in about, I don't know, 20 minutes.
It was about an hour and a half. But,
yeah. I thought it was shorter.
Well, you're working on other stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But then it's like, I saw it and it looked okay for Twitch. So you wouldn't have to say, hey, I got this, but then what she opened up. I'm sorry.
I think it's about done.
That one reminded me of Strawberry Shortcake. I love the Rainbow Bright series.
It's funny, we here and everybody else, I think, accidentally calls that one Strawberry Shortcake.
We just do.
A lot.
we're so used to saying Strawberry Shortcake.
Instead of Strawberry Cupcakes.
Strawberry Shortcake was actually really cute toys. I like those.
Oh yeah, they redid them not that long ago.
Yeah, I remember this girl who had a Strawberry Shortcake, and it was like a baby doll. So it was a larger, like a, kind of around the size of a real baby. And when you squeezed its belly, it blew out strawberry scent from its mouth.
Well, we had a few little ones we got at a garage sale that they weren't like baby dolls, but they were like maybe 2 inches high, and they were made out of a hard, durable plastic, but they were scented. Like if you smelled one, like a blueberry one, it smelled like blueberries.
That is so cool.
Stuff like that.
We were really into smells in our toys and stickers in the 80s, weren't we?
People had a lot of scratch and sniff stuff back then, didn't they?
Oh, people remember the Strawberry Shortcake.
Yeah.
It smells great. I prefer the cupcake dolls. I don't know those. Rainbow Bright was pretty cool, too. She had a car, didn't she? Does Rainbow Bright have a car?
I don't know.
The Care Bears had a car, I think.
The Care Bears? How did they get these cars? Care Bears?
Garbage Pail Kids.
They have a car?
Says those were kind of a way to mock. Like, I guess little boys would mock all the things like Cabbage Patch Kids and the cutesy toys.
Oh.
Instead, they're just like gross.
I should have had those.
Care Bears beat both Rainbow Bright and Strawberry Shortcake, says SB Reynolds.
The first time we drove through Colorado and went through some clouds, I looked for Care Bears. I was 2, but I was very little. 3. Amber was 1, so I would have been 3.
Oh, Polly Pockets are cool.
I always wanted those.
And Littlest Pet Shop.
Oh man, I always wanted those ones.
And then there were more collectibles, but still Sylvanian families were neat.
Yeah, that's what they what did they call them here? Or what did they call them everywhere else rather?
Oh,
not Sylvanian families, but
have a fun. I remember this because we talked about like
not Paisley something. I forgot. I forget, but they have a different name everywhere else except for here.
Would Jasmine ever consider making a strawberry mask pin like the lime mask pin?
Maybe so. Especially, well, the only problem with that is if I was going to use the same mold, which would be part of the reason I would want to do that because I already have the artwork done, and the mold would already be done, etc. Is if I were to do this version like in red or pink, then you'd have these weird fruits that look like a lime and they'd be red or pink. So a strawberry isn't shaped like a lime, really. So I could see maybe doing one like a lemon one or an orange one might be good. Like another, or a grapefruit or a tangelo or something like that would be good. But strawberry probably wouldn't work with that mold. But I have the current, or the last Patreon pin we did was strawberry themed.
Gabriel's in the Polly Pocket right now.
Are
they new things or is he collecting older ones? I hate it when I feel ill or when I'm not well, and I think everyone is the same when they are ill or not feeling well, says Kieran.
Yeah, I agree.
Rick's accidents also talking about styptic pencils, medicated stick generally made of powdered crystal.
Oh, man.
From an alum block.
I don't think we have those. Right. Do we have those here in the States?
That might actually be a nice thing to have around.
Yeah, I don't know if we sell those here in the States, do we?
I don't know.
I don't think we do.
Well, probably, yeah, we do because they mentioned PetSmart.
Okay. Okay, and that's only in America?
They probably have it at CVS or something.
Huh. America, usually they try to get you to go to, like, doctors or something instead of, like, getting some easy thing that you can fix at home. Hard to say.
You know the Care Bear cousins? People are talking about the Care Bear cousins.
No, honey, I don't know those.
Okay.
Do you know this?
A little bit. I remember there was a lion and a bunny, Speedheart Rabbit, I think his name, Braveheart Lion. I don't know what the lamb's name was. You know. But they all have this icon on their chest. Braveheart Lion.
They're kind of like shirt tails.
They're kind of like shirt tails.
What's the difference between shirt tails and them?
Shirt tails, I think they can just walk around and solve mysteries, but they don't have powers.
Oh,
Care Bears kind of like do weird stuff with their chest. I don't even understand it. I thought it was Speedheart Rabbit.
What are
Swiftheart Rabbit works too.
What about the wuzzles?
The wuzzles are.
I don't know.
Are the wuzzles the ones that are half?
Are they like one was a bumblebee and it was a bear?
Rhinoceros monkey.
I swear, Amber got a prize at a contest at school, and it was half bee and half bear.
Half bee and half hippo.
Oh, was it? Okay, I forget. I don't know.
Oh, I know. There's Bumble Lion.
I didn't have one.
No,
half lion. That's what it was.
There's a rabbit hippo. That's what it was.
I'm sorry. I'll be right back. This is getting kind of silly. That's okay. I'll be right back.
Shirt tails. People like that. Oh, thank you, Grinchy.
When I was in school, I went a shirt tails folder.
They were hybrids. Yeah, I remember that. What?
They were like
wuzzles. Yeah.
And,
yeah, the shirt tails. I think they lived in a tree in a park, and they kind of solved mysteries.
Folder that I won in like folder you put in a Trapper Keeper.
Yeah, that's weird. Your schools are weird that you went to. Jasmine's school didn't let her have Trapper Keepers or...
Kansas City Public Schools, they were fine. They just well, no.
So, like, you couldn't have Trapper Keepers because somebody might steal them because they're so cool?
Well, some people got hurt. They cost like $8.99. It doesn't sound like a lot now, but that was a lot of money.
What they used to say to me when I was pregnant. She weebles and wobbles it, she don't fall down. You think it stopped?
Right.
Yay! Oh, Shirt Tails had books which were very moral based. I didn't know that.
They used to have them in Scholastic books.
I don't remember. That might have been after. That might have been by the time I was like in 7th grade. But I always watched the cartoons. Berenstain Bears. Those... I don't remember anymore. Yeah, it's spelled A-I-N. Yeah, that's right, because unless you're from another dimension. Fraggle Rock was good. I like Fraggle Rock. Then there's the Rubik, the Amazing Cube.
That sounds terrible.
He was a little Rubik's Cube.
Based on a Rubik's Cube, really?
Yes, and he was magic.
Well, it might have been really
Honky
great.
Brewster cartoon.
But...
That was good.
They sound like things that other people I knew liked, but I didn't.
Smurfs is alright. I just kind of wish Gargamel would eat one, actually, get a chance to eat one.
To be fair, when I met Matt, I was a lot younger, and I remember naming our cat Azrael because I remember thinking of the Smurfs, and their cat on that was called Azrael.
Yeah.
I didn't really know the show very good, but I knew that was a kitty cat name.
Have you listened to the podcast The Lady Vanishes, Jasmine? It's true crime.
No, I haven't. No. I might know some of the stories from it because I have a very crime-centric memory, but that sounds good.
Oh, Gargoyles! I remember that cartoon. That's a bit darker. That was
It's
good.
funny, a lot of the voice actors from Gargoyles come to places like MegaCon and DragonCon, didn't they?
Yeah.
They always have pictures of the Gargoyles at it.
A lot of talented voice actors.
There really
come to
are.
those shows.
That's a very unsung career, I think.
Yeah,
a lot of work goes into
at least
that.
the fans recognize them as a thing.
Yeah,
And,
that's good. I don't know if people always did do.
No.
I'm gonna make a green here. I don't use any prepared greens usually, so I'm taking some turquoise and some of the oh gosh darn it. Some of the cadmium yellow that I was using earlier. I'm using those to mix together, and I'm going to use them for the outlines of the limes that are on this lovely lady here.
That one's gonna be really, really nice.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, My Little Pony. Who doesn't love them?
I don't know the new ones really, but I had a My Little Pony that I won at a skating party concert, if you can believe it. And the My Little Pony came on roller skates, and she had a little rainbow on her. I think it was Rainbow Dash, but I don't know for sure. But she came with roller skates. It was pretty great.
Yeah, I don't know the
This
new...
was 30 odd years ago.
Right,
so,
the first
yeah.
first gen. I don't know anything
Yeah.
about the newer My Little Ponies.
But no, I like the Bob's Burgers that kind of makes fun of the newer conventions about them, though.
Oh, the brony guys?
Yeah, kind of equestical. Sorry.
So, Princess Bullet says about The Lady Vanishes.
Yeah.
It's literally about a lady who vanishes from Australia.
Oh, is it the same story each time? Like it's continuing on?
Maybe. After visiting England and all the weird things that make it suspicious. It's updated weekly at the moment.
Oh, wow. No, I would like to listen to that.
So it's like ongoing, maybe.
Oh, I like it when it's a continuing story. Like Audible Originals did a really interesting one that was out of Cork, Ireland. I forget the name of it, and it was one that you could get for free from Audible. And it was such a weird story, and every time that there was a new thing, it just kind of unfolded, and it's like, oh wow, I didn't. Oh wow, that's kind of weird, and it just kept going. Very odd. Just read a new true crime book that I don't know if I'd recommend to everybody, and I almost don't even want to say what it's called because I don't want to be held liable. It's kind of weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess don't.
So don't.
I don't
It's
know.
a very good book. It's one of the better true crime books I've ever read because it's involved. It's written by one of the ladies involved with it, but it's just very unpleasant to listen to. Which is fine for me, but I wouldn't want to recommend it to other people. Although it's really good. It's one word. It starts with an S and ends with a K. 4 letters. I'm taking that turquoise and the cadmium yellow, mixing them together and kind of outlining the areas, because I want these to look in the painting, I want them to look like actual lime slices as opposed to in the pen where it looks great in a pen because it has to be solid colors. And there's the pin art I did for it, and she looks lovely, but I want it to look kind of like it's changing from yellow to green. So we shall see.
Jasmine.
Yep.
Princess Bolt says it's continuing the same story. This is
Oh,
Lady
okay.
Vanishes
Yeah.
again, and trying to get the missing case updated.
That sounds great. I'm gonna write that down. I
that's
would
a good
not
use for a
normally do
podcast.
this, but
Sounds
I'm
like a lot of
gonna
work.
write this on a piece of tape and stick it over here. The Lady Vanishes, and it's a podcast?
Yeah. That's the name of an Alfred Hitchcock film.
It is. It's also the name of a very old Victorian short story. Lady Vanishes podcast. I always like hearing recommendations because if somebody recommends something to me, I like to listen to it. And I certainly have the time to. All I do is paint, basically. I'm using that same green I used on the outside of the citrus peel on the limes there. I'm going to put that around the top part of her eyes and also where her irises are being shadowed out. That's looking lovely.
It's so cool of some of you guys that'll be there, you saw it painted. It must be... They must feel very different about it than me, because, you know, I'm here with you. But to see it painted online and then to see it in real life, it must be like seeing, I don't know, like they were the star of that particular episode.
Yeah, well,
I think that's really
like
cool.
This especially, and well, particularly when it's something that ends up not so much the littler ones like this, although these are pins that were given out, but something like how we had the La Belle Dame Saint Merci that we painted up here. She is then a print and a canvas and a pin and probably a shirt and a towel and, you know, maybe a statue or figurine or a bunch of it. The larger ones in particular just turn into like a whole their own line of merchandise kind of, which is awesome. But
About 20 minutes to raffle.
oh, okay. Oh, did I miss the third one when I was up fixing my mouth?
Yes.
And not really fixing my mouth that very good.
That's okay. Yeah, a Tigger one.
Merman.
CJ Tigger.
Oh, well done, Tigger.
And that was for Seashell Mermaid.
Yay. And theoretically, if I get my new panels in time, I will be working on a Tiny Treasure that is based off of Seashell Mermaid, or vice versa, and a handful of other ones. I have a couple of commissions I have to finish this week. Other than that, I'm mostly going to be doing some Tiny Treasures for MegaCon and working on embellished canvases that have piled up while we were in the UK.
Yeah. And saying hi to people at MegaCon Thursday and Friday and Saturday and
Thursday,
Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, Helen says that Beck bought her a jasmine lamp for her birthday.
Oh my goodness. That's cool. I don't have one of those.
Me neither.
I saw that coffee tables, man, at Tintagel.
I was jealous.
Yeah, they have these coffee tables that are like 8 feet long or something. They're glass and amazing, and they have my artwork on them. Like they're licensed. They're good. If you see one, buy one. But they are. I hadn't seen them in person before, and they were very impressive.
Yeah, they look strong.
I think you can get them at strangelinguk.com, which is technically not me, but it is my friend Paul who has the license to make those things, and that is really cool. I don't think they ship them probably outside the UK, because I don't even know what it costs to like mail an 8-foot glass coffee table from the UK to America. It's probably going to cost 10 times what it costs. I mean, it's probably $1,000 to mail it or something, so but you can buy one if you're in England or in the EU somewhere, maybe. I'm gonna put a little bit of green here too to kind of make a differentiation between where her hair is and where the little limes are. I'm gonna take plain yellow. It might sound weird, but I'm gonna take some plain yellow and put it over the actual limes here. Because whatever sort of green I put on top of that, I want it to show through as being yellow. instead of turning into kind of a blue sort of yellow or green, I want it to be a yellowy green. So it might look like a lemon at first. Again, as far as this mold and the specific character goes, I could theoretically do variants, but I would want it to be citrus related because the fact it has things that obviously look like little segments of oranges or limes or something pink, maybe. If it was pink, I'd say it was a pomelo or maybe a grapefruit, a ruby red grapefruit, perhaps.
I like. It's amazing how citrus fruits are very similar, but they can taste so different at the same time.
Yeah, they all have that kind of citrusy taste to them. It's a high acid, low sugar, but has sugar in it. And they're very tasty. Here we go. So on this one, I put that yellow and white under there, and I've kind of smudged with my finger some of the green on top of it. But you can see the yellow showing through as if it is kind of like the veins in like if you cut an orange into thirds or a lime, you get a little lime wedge with your tacos or your beer or something. Kind of what it looks like.
Okay, night, Linda Lunda.
Oh, good night. Oh gosh, it's quite a bit later there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Almost midnight.
Oh.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
And thank you for being a plate.
Starfruit. Or throwing out ideas. Cherry, starfruit, blood orange.
Starfruit would be pretty. I'm worried about. The thing is, if it literally has to have the same lines around it. So if I'm going to use this mold, it's that mold. I just can change the colors and that's it. So a starfruit is going to, like a carambola, if that's what you're talking about, it's going to have pointies on the edges, and this one doesn't. So if I were to make it something like an orange, yellow, pink color, it would basically look like an orange or a tangelo or a cutie or a tangerine or something like that.
Jasmine should use the color of the other flower as the background for this tiny treasure.
Oh, the pinkish red one though. That would be a good one because that kind of matches her lipstick too. Because if you look at the pin, it's got the pink flower, the green flower, and then it's got her kind of pink lipstick on. It might be easier to see on this. Again, the lights here are awful. But yeah, that kind of. Oh, a soft rose, kind of almost coral color on it. That would be pretty in the background. I don't know how much background there really be in this one because her hair kind of takes up a lot of it. What I want to make sure I don't do is go over her eyelids with green. Because if you look at her, I don't know how well you can tell in this. It might be easier to tell on the picture here. If you look at her eyelids, they are actually her skin tone. The skin tone that's on her forehead and on her nose and on her shoulder, etc. It's the same one that's around her eyes. So that makes it look like a mask more than just like a bunch of green makeup or something. So I'm going to keep that part kind of peach, brown, gray color, the same color I used mixed with the gesso in the background. Put green there. Yeah, there we go. I'm not going to keep it that color, but I'm just noting to myself I want to keep that one.
I like those leaves.
Yeah. They look like the leaves on our lime tree, don't they?
So much.
Kind of mixing that color up now. I'm gonna put that on her lips there. Like a little lipstick.
Kazumaka's still working on her masterpiece.
Oh,
I had to put it down. My back hurts and my finger has about 1,000 pinpricks in it. Ouch!
I feel your pain.
I was like, it was today's the day to bleed.
Well, it's Mother's Day.
Aw, poor moms.
They do all right.
Moms bleed a lot for their kids, I'm sure.
Probably
Besides
some.
obvious first, but a
Mhm.
lot of pain and stuff goes into being a mom.
So I've heard.
What's that?
So I've heard, I said.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that with that kind of pinkish red-orange in the background. Oh, look lovely. I'm actually going to use that same color to outline like where her shoulder is going to go, because it's going to kind of reflect off her, whatever her skin tone is eventually.
April said nothing like getting headbutted by your darling child.
Yeah, right where you don't want to be headbutted too.
I remember
No pun intended.
there was this kid,
No
a
way.
neighbor kid,
Yeah.
and they were toddler, but they were like an out of control toddler, and we were trying to calm them down. Like we were all running around trying to calm this kid down because it acted like they were going crazy. And I held the kid, and they straightened out their body really quick, but it hit me in the nose, like from the back of their head, and that hurt like crazy. But
Yeah.
So that's the closest thing I've been headbutted by a kid.
Not like from the inside of your uterine lining into your lady bits or anything.
No, I don't have those
yeah.
things.
I think that's what they're talking.
It's a different sort of headbutt.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be pretty. I'm gonna mix some of the blue and gray that's in the background and start deciding where her hair is going to be. Obviously, I can kind of see based on the original pin design I did, or I can look at the actual pin as she turned out. And I'll look at that while I'm working on there, and that makes it kind of a more fun souvenir once I get her finished for MegaCon.
About 10 minutes till raffle.
Okay.
And end of broadcast.
Oh, was it? There's an hour after that? I didn't know what time it was. I'm off by like 6 hours or 5 hours or whatever. So. But we will be back in. Well, first we'll be at MegaCon next weekend, but the weekend after that we'll be here.
2 weeks from today, guys.
2 weeks from today. A little swirly here. Very pretty. It's been threatening to rain the whole time, hasn't it?
I hear some drops every now and
Yeah,
then.
it's dropped a bit. I can hear the rain, but not much. For being a day it's supposed to be rainy. Oh, I had a napkin somewhere. I'm gonna grab a
3
little...
kids, and each one has done that to at least once. A lot of headbutting.
What if...
That's weird. No, they're not talking about that. No, they're talking about actually being headbutted.
Okay.
Will you only be showing these to a certain Patreon tier again? I'm not sure, Jasmine. When you show them off, will you only be showing them on a certain Patreon tier?
Before they're done, I always post them to the 50 plus people because they've signed an NDA, but they can't buy them. I mean, you have to be there in person.
The love bugs have been pretty gross. But I think someone was asking about the love bugs. The love bugs have been pretty gross, but I think we missed the bulk of it while we were in the UK. I don't know. I've only experienced them a little bit. No. Sometimes when it freezes, I guess the love bugs aren't as bad. So. Their youngest used to headbutt everything. His favorite was the cement stairs. He had a rock for a head. Ow. Love bugs are weird bugs that mate as they fly, and they just go everywhere. Yeah, they're like horrible, horrible lightning bugs or fireflies that aren't special and beautiful and magical.
They don't light up.
Yeah, they definitely don't light up. And they're called love bugs because they're loving each other in the air. It's a nice way to put it. but then they get all over your windshield and radiator.
They have a lot of fluids in them that can take the finish off of your car, and they come twice a year here in Florida.
Yeah, they're pretty gross.
They haven't been here for all that long. A lot of people used to think that they were made by the University of Florida because they did make some bugs that they let out. So.
I love that theory. I don't know if it's true, but
but they did that with fruit flies that have the dots on them. You can find those all over. But no, I don't think they did that with love bugs. But a lot of people are like, we didn't used to have love bugs. Now we do, and now everybody does. They're coming for you. Yeah.
Friends at Disney for cheerleading competition. They love to do that here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think a lot of people have friends at a competition here for cheerleading right now.
This town sometimes get overridden with cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And they do their little calls in supermarkets. I'm serious.
Yeah, they've actually asked them to stop doing that at Disney, and they can be kicked out for doing that while they're in line. It is incredibly annoying if you're around 5 groups of people and you're just trying to go on a ride, and people are just like doing their cheers. And if you weren't a cheerleader to begin with, maybe it's more annoying. I don't know.
Love bugs are not. Ian asked if love bugs were the little flying VW Beetles in Cars movies.
One would hope that.
They fly around with their butts stuck together.
Yep. It's a good introductory sort of learning point to explain how babies are made, sort of. Until you see like 3 of them stuck together, and that takes some explaining.
Try being on the bus with a whole team of cheerleaders going back to the hotel.
No, golly gee, I'd rather not.
Thank you, Shadow Dancer. Thanks for all the bits.
Oh, was that the magic noise? Thank you.
Yeah.
Putting some darker bits around her eyes where her lashes would go. Also the outsides of where her eyebrows and where her pupils would go. Oh, she's gonna be lovely. She might be my favorite one of these, actually. That's how much time I get for the rest of the week to work on these.
About 5 minutes to raffle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the beautiful, beautiful thing you see right there on the camera.
Oh, yeah, this little pretty here.
I really like that one.
Green mask, and you will be the first person to get her.
Super cool.
She turned out so pretty. It's hard to probably show on the TV how or the phone thing or whatever it is. How many shades of green are in here, because it's actually pretty subtle, because the leaves are different than the mask is, than the green that's in her hair, than the outside of the limes, than the inside of the lime. So it probably just looks like a big pile of meringue from wherever you're at, but it should be pretty lovely.
I think that's my favorite pin of the 3.
Yeah, it's hard to pick a favorite one. I like the seashell one a lot, but
I do too. I like them all.
Oh, very nice. Somebody asked me if I put more thought into the ones people could pay money for as opposed to the ones we give away for free, and I think if anything I probably put more thought into the ones we give away for free.
Wow.
I don't know if that makes me a bad business person or if I'm just trying to make people excited about stuff. Yeah. That's what I mean, just trying to get people excited about things. That's always nice. Which is why we always make it so you do have to be there in person if you're gonna get one of these. So you just don't, buy it on Amazon or whatever. Also kind of works good with MegaCon because she's got kind of a superhero sort of mask on,
Yeah, I think so too. Guys. My cough is better than it was, though.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it used to hurt a lot more.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it used to hurt a lot more. It feels a lot better now.
That's good.
It is good. Where I've been trying not to keep you up with a cough. and wake up and cough like 400 times in a row.
That's not what keeps me up at night. Use a little bit of the same sort of pink color I was using in the background there, that's in the flower. I'm going to make a kind of a line in between her hair is going to show up, and mix it with some of that blue-gray color, because if you had hair that was kind of that silvery shade, it would probably reflect the colors around it. So if you had pink or whatever in the background, then if your hair was silver, then your hair would probably look a little bit pink around the edges. I'll probably do a little bit of green in her hair on the lower bits because she has these very vibrant sort of lime fruit wedges in front of her, for whatever reason.
Just 1 minute to raffle.
I guess kitty time with Gamera then.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Get the
We're
reality.
gonna skip the horrible. That's yeah.
She's
I'm
a
sorry
good
we have
girl,
an
I
awful
promise.
cat.
Yeah, we have terrible cats. I don't know what to say. I didn't choose any of them. They just kind of showed up. It's okay. Gamera loves me because I'm her mommy.
She does love you, though.
I know she does love me. I know that. That's just how she shows her love, apparently. She doesn't know any different. It's how she grew up. And I'll definitely sign these here too. The little backing boards with for the pins. I'll sign them. There's a little space down there. It was funny being in England because the pins that we get from Strangely UK, that they put them on different backing boards there that are smaller, so there wasn't really as much room to sign them. So I had to like sign some of them on the sideways. So if you ever get a pin that's kind of signed that way instead of that way, it's probably because I got it in England because they're metric centimeter based instead of inches based on the size of the cards behind them. Do we know the winner?
Oh, yep. Dory Rose.
Dory Rose. Congratulations. You have won this beautiful green lovely lime green mask. And I will be continuing to work on this and hopefully several other tiny treasures before we see some of you guys at MegaCon. We will not be here at Twitch next weekend because it is MegaCon, and MegaCon is at least 4 days long, and we have to be there for a lot of it, so we won't be there next. We will be there next Sunday, and we won't be here. We can't bring all our cameras while I'm signing stuff, but we'll be here the subsequent weekend, which would be the 26th of May, I believe, is the next time. I have not had the time yet here in the States to update the placeholder graphic on my main Twitch landing page, but it will be the May 26th will be the next time that we're up here at Twitch. It'll be at 3 o'clock Eastern time as per usual. I think also that would be right after I'm doing a show at Disney World on the 25th of May at the Wonderground Gallery at Disney Springs at the Marketplace Co-op. So if you can't make it to MegaCon and you're in Florida or you're visiting Florida at Disney World or coming for vacation, come see me at the Marketplace Co-op at Disney World on May 25th. And if you can't see me at either of them, we'll see you on the 26th. That will be 2 weeks from today. Thank you so much. And
thanks so much, guys.
You guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll keep Gamera away from all of you.
Night.
Good night.